Hello, good evening, and welcome to the final round of this season's XOX Esports Challenge. This is absolutely fantastic stuff coming up here. It's all come down to this. The season finale, round 6 here at Laguna Seca. My name is Matthew Palmer, and with me in the studio is Encik Bob. Apa khabar, Encik Bob?
Khabar baik, macam biasa. Saya bersama dengan Matt setiap hari Ahad. Sama dengan anda?
Yeah. Seronok kan? Nampak dah lama-lama kita sampai juga dekat season finale ni. Memang boleh rasa tension dia kan.
Dah PKP selama 6 minggu. Sekejap je Matt. Pejam celik kita dah ada dekat last round. Dan kini kita berada di round yang ke-6 finale di Laguna Seca.
Yeah, itu dia. So, thank you to Fairuz Fazil and Muhammad Khalif for the share and the like. Also, do stay tuned from the start to the finish of the stream. Hit those like buttons and subscribe because we have some fantastic prizes up ahead. But for now, let's have a look at what is coming up right after this. But first, we're going to have a quick thanks to our media partners, Galeri Kereta. They have some fantastic merch up there. You can see the Forever Rolling edition as well as the Kancil edition t-shirts, looking very, very nice indeed. Agak cantik juga kan Bob barang dia.
Terima kasih Galeri Kereta. Galeri Kereta merupakan ini merupakan media partner yang bersama dengan kita pada kali ini. Terima kasih Galeri Kereta.
Yep. So do check them out on the Shopee channel, on their Shopee storefront as well for all those cool merchandises. Galeri Kereta is one of the leading automotive lifestyle platforms in Malaysia, and they've got a lot of nice stuff and in terms of merchandise as well. So whilst they're on hiatus during PKP, do head out and support them down there in Shopee.
Dia orang ada dekat Facebook, dia orang ada dekat YouTube. Silakan. Seterusnya. Ada kita Max
Yes. Ni memang boleh kirakan agak cantik juga. So special thanks to our sponsors, XOX Mobile, 1XOX, XOX eSIM, and Streamer Oil of Italy. If you thought that the drivers were going to win big this weekend, it's not just the drivers. You at home, you too can win big. We've got 5 new season passes with 10 gigs of high-speed data for 5 winners. We also have a 1XOX Black B59 package with 3 months bill paid absolutely free for 3 lucky winners. You can see which direction I'm going in. The Hydra Tron racing carpet for 2 lucky winners. Absolutely fantastic. Really sets the room off that. So do stay tuned for that. An Oppo A93 Plus Black B59 with free 6 months data, calls and SMS paid right off by XOX Mobile. That's available for 1 lucky winner. And for this season, we have a very special grand prize for this giveaway. That's going to be the Simagic M10 Direct Drive wheel system with a GT1 steering wheel and a 70mm adapter with the Hydra Tron racing carpet. So that will set you well on your way to becoming a sim racing alien.
Minggu ni lain macam betul Max. Aku biasa tengok hadiah telefon tu lah mahal. Kali ni bukan kata dia bagi telefon, dia bagi lagi Simagic benda ni. Ya Allah, ni berapa ribu pula ni. Bangsawan mai.
Yeah, absolutely. It's over, I think everything together for the grand prize is going to be over 4,000 ringgit, even over 5,000 ringgit as well. So how you're going to win? It's very simple. Leave a like the pages Adrenaline Impact, XOX Mobile, 1XOX, Streamer Oil, Galeri Kereta, and the 1XOX TKKR SAG esports team. Like as many of those pages as possible if possible. Try and like all of those pages, and then share this stream, share this sim racing love around, and you too could be in with a chance of winning that Simagic M10.
Pada viewers, bukan sahaja drivers, anda juga, penonton juga boleh memenangi hadiah daripada pihak penaja kami.
Memang cantik juga ya.
Ya, Cun. Okey, kita di kelas top 10 driver kita. Silakan Max.
Yes, for the top 10 amateur class, as you notice, there's actually 12 names up on the board. We have Afizul Jaya right there at the top for Android King Hyperballs, 94 points, just ahead of Muhammad Kamal Ali in second place for the 1XOX TKKR racing team, doing a fantastic job there. Zikri and Shami third and fourth place for Just Keep Racing. They're in a fight with Afizul Jai and his teammate for the team's championship as well. Azul Nazi in fifth, Lloyd in sixth, Cheryl in seventh, Omar Aziz in eighth, Simon Sanchez in ninth, and three drivers are tied for 10th place. Mavidijit Singh, Surin Selvaraju, and Eddie Adrian. So this is going to be very, very exciting indeed to see how the midfield battle shapes up.
Zikri dengan Syamil Azri. Jaga-jaga 52 kali 50 je tu.
So boleh dikirakan agak dekat juga lah, agak sengit. So if we go and look at the teams standings right now, as you can see, Android King Hyperbulls is in the lead with 105 points, but Just Keep Racing is right behind with 102 points. Hanya 3 markah yang memisahkan Android King Hyperbulls dengan Just Keep Racing untuk team standings di tempat yang pertama. And it's definitely going to be the first place team that's going to take home the team's prize here at XOX Esports Challenge.
Ni aku nak tengok antara Android King, Hyperboost dan juga Just Keep Racing, siapa yang akan menang malam ni? Kena ingat jarak mereka hanya berbeza 3 mata saja. Malam ni final.
Yes. So as you can see there's a few thoughts on this. Afizul Jai has been absolutely dominating throughout the course of this season, but Just Keep Racing have 2 of their drivers both consistently in the top 10. Now if they can get some of those drivers into podium placings as well, it could be very hard for Android King to keep hold of that lead. But we'll just have to wait and see as to what's going to happen next. Now,
championship prize. Duit lagi, hadiah lagi.
Yeah. So now, not only do we have the usual race prizes that we have for every single weekly round, but these are the championship prizes that are going to be won by the drivers and the teams at the end of the season. The Drivers' Championship prize for the Pro Class, first place is going to take home 2.5k. Absolutely fantastic. 2,500 ringgit there for first, 1,500 for second, and 1,000 for third. Whereas in the amateur class, 1,500 will go to first place, 1,000 to second, and 750 bucks to third. Rookie of the season will also be 750 bucks, and you viewers at home will have an opportunity to vote for the Rookie of the Season. So do stay tuned to the end of the broadcast for more details on that. The Team Championship prizes are what's up for grabs, especially the amateur class. 2,000 ringgit is going to go out to the winner of that battle. Remember, there's only 3 points there. Whilst in the pro class, I believe Full Focus Racing has in fact won the 3,000 ringgit pro class championship title. So congratulations to them. The first confirmed confirmed championship that we know of as of right now. At least that's what I believe it is. And in the Sportsmanship Award, there's also going to be 700 bucks available both in the pro class and in the amateur class. So do stay tuned throughout the week from Adrenaline Impact. It's going to be fantastic stuff.
Sure. Terima kasihlah XOX Esports Challenge 2020. Hadiah yang ditawarkan sangat-sangat menarik, sangat-sangat lumayan. Memang hadiah-hadiah bangsawan. Ni komen daripada Tuan Haji Saiko kita, seorang rally driver. Menarik hadiahnya Bob. So lepas ni kita nak suruh rally driver kita join e-game sini.
Yeah, why not? So right now we're going to have a quick look at what's going on in the practice session at the moment. There 42 minutes have passed in the 50 minutes of practice that these drivers have before they head out on to the qualifying and the race. And it looks like Shami Azri is in first position with a 137.554, with Jai in second place, Kamal Ali in third. James Russell is in fourth place with Zikri in fifth, Mavidijit in sixth, Sharil in seventh, Azri in eighth, Afik in ninth, and Masdi in 10th place. The top 3 in 37s, but most of the field there right up to 10th place is in the 38s, and the rest of the field pretty much in 39s. It's going to be a very close race.
Ya, okey tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang baru menyaksikan siaran ini, kami minta jasa baik tuan-tuan supaya dapat like, subscribe, share dan juga tonton rancangan ini daripada mula sampai habis, kerana bukan sahaja pemandu, viewers, penonton juga bakal dan juga boleh memenangi hadiah yang disediakan oleh penaja.
Absolutely. One thing I did forget to mention is that watching from the start of the stream to the end of the stream is going to improve your chances of winning big, because for the giveaway there will be questions that will be asked in the chat box down below. So once you've hit those like buttons, hit that like button on all those Facebook pages and shared the sim racing love around, there'll be a few questions down in the chat box during the course of the break that you'll be able to answer to try and get that Simagic M10, as well as all the other fantastic prizes that are on offer. So do stay tuned. ZR will be with you during the course of the break between the amateur and the pro to give you those questions. But for now, let's have a look at Kamal Ali driving around the track right now. It looks like he's definitely building up pace quite a bit to try and get himself up into the top of the standings.
Okay, Kamal Ali pada pasukan XOX TKKR e-racing team. Sekarang ini dengan jentera bernombor 13. Ini juga merupakan antara top 10 driver yang berada di dalam M Class, dan pastinya beliau juga menjadi tarikan kita pada malam ni di perlombaan akhir.
Ya, dia ialah hanya satu daripada challenger kepada Hafizul Jai. So pada malam ni kita saksikan kalau Kamal Ali boleh mengatasi Hafizul Jai. So it's going to be very, very exciting indeed. Kamal Ali, the only driver in with a chance to actually beat Hafizul Jai by my calculations there. Meanwhile, he is coming around to what's going to be one of the most famous parts of the racetrack. This is probably the most difficult corner in all of American motorsports. He's going to come through this flat-out left-hander that leads his way, climbing up the Rahal Hill. The straight that isn't quite a straight, it actually dances left and right. You've got to straight line that perfectly, go over the crest and into the corkscrew, one of the most famous corners in all of motorsports. You dive down 3 stories from the top of the hill down into the bottom before going through Gardner Turn, which will drop you a further story down onto sea level. Absolutely spectacular stuff.
Biasanya kalau aku daripada dulu lagi main PS2 ke PS3 ke, tak kira lah sampai ke air racing ni, sebut saja Laguna Seca, anda mesti pernah cuba berlumba di litar ini. Tapi kali ni dia nampak macam kabus sikit. Kabus ke macam mana, Matt? Dia punya cuaca sekarang ni?
Dia boleh dikirakan dalam kategori kabus jugalah, sebab sekarang di Laguna Seca masih boleh dikirakan masih winter lagi. So dekat sana tak ada salji, tetapi ada juga kabus dan mungkin track agak licin pada malam ni. So yeah, we're going to have a very good look out there. As you can see, conditions are actually just a little bit foggy right now. As you can see there, there's a Airpool with his comment, love the corkscrew turn, teringat dekat litar Pasir Gudang. Betul juga tu, yang dia boleh naik turun dekat atas bukit Lucky Strike tu dulu.
Ini Brother Azam. Dekat air racing ada update, ada kabus sikit, ada haze. Tu Brother Azam.
So this is perhaps the first time we're going to see the haze effects in a organized tournament here on iRacing. Absolutely fantastic stuff out there. Of course, we'll be racing for the final time this season the Mazda MX-5 car. Zikri there trying his hardest to get up to speed. Mavidijit Singh for Hyperballs Bushwhacker is up into 6th place. It looks like he will be trying to increase his times. There are a lot of drivers in the 38.1s. So James Russell 38.111, Zikri 38.144, Malvindajit 38.167, and Sharil 36.19. So 4 drivers in about a 10th of a second of each other in terms of fastest lap. It looks like it's going to be very close up at the front of the field as well.
Viewers, share, come on, last race. Lepas ni kita mengharapkan akan ada lagi perlombaan seperti ini. Terima kasih kepada penaja menawarkan hadiah yang sangat lumayan. Ialah time-time PKP, inilah saja caranya untuk kita mengisi ruang dan juga mencari peluang di dalam perlombaan. Nak race betul tak boleh? So terima kasih kepada penaja yang mewujudkan program seperti ini.
Absolutely, and do stay tuned to Adrenaline Impact, because once the season is over, the fun is just starting up all over again. We're going to have a whole bunch of one-off races as well to fill in the gaps between seasons. So do stay tuned to Adrenaline Impact for more sim racing content. And when we do get back to racing in real life as well, do check out Adrenaline Impact's real life coverage of the biggest motorsports events in Malaysia. It's going to be very, very good.
Okay, round 1 aku dah tengok cuaca yang menarik. 2, 3, 4, 5 semua cantik. Aku rasakan ini last round ni mungkin iRacing memang bagi kita cabaran lah untuk berlumba di dalam keadaan cuaca sebegini.
Yeah, betul. So right now they have everything set to dynamic weather as it has been for the last 5 rounds of the championship. And what this means is that it's going to dynamically adjust the weather and temperature settings, usually based on what's happening down on the ground down there at Laguna Seca. So this is very foggy, very misty conditions. The temperature will be a little bit further down, especially during this practice session, which is being held early in the morning and in US time, in US West Coast time, but really very, very tricky conditions as well, because the temperature of the road is going to be a little bit less, and it's going to be a little bit more greasy, a little bit more slippery than it usually is. And as you know, Laguna Seca has these dust traps, as these sort of sand traps that put fine particles of dust onto the road. If you look at the road very carefully, you can actually see the sand patches that are out there on the track. You can see them there just on the left-hand side of your screen, and it really does affect how the car handles as they go through the track.
Okay, terima kasih kepada pengshare kita, Faiz Muhammad. Terima kasih Nur Hayati Muhammad Saleh yang tolong like. Terima kasih. Itu dia, tamatlah sudah sesi praktis kita.
Yeah, itu dia. So now we're going to go into the qualifying sessions. So the driver is going to go out and do 1 or 2 warm-up laps before going out and trying to set the fastest lap possible in order to get a good starting position on the grid. It's a sprint race, so it's going to be action all the way from start to finish. So do stay tuned. It's going to be very exciting stuff. Omar Aziz might be the first driver out on track. We will see very shortly, but you can see how thick the fog is. It's dia semacam jerebu dekat Malaysia ni kadang-kadang kalau kita ada musim jerebu ya.
Tengok beratas. Kamu tengok beratas pun kita boleh nampak dia punya putih-putih line tu je. Agak suka nak tengok kereta sebiji-sebiji.
Yeah, yeah. So it's going to be a bit tricky, but we do have our eyes on the car, so we will be able to try our level best to let you know what's happening out there on the field. But it's going to be very exciting stuff indeed. A new weather model out there for iRacing and a new style of racing for these drivers, because it's a very new feature will come out in iRacing, and it's going to be very exciting to see how the drivers actually deal with these situations. Their visibility is obviously a little bit less. It's still quite good right now, and it will improve over the course of the day. As you can see, you still have plenty of visibility there, but it is a little bit less. You can just about see there's a bit of difficulty in looking further forward than you normally are, as Mazdi goes through the corkscrew there, very gentle on the throttle here, then hard on the throttle on the apex to try and get the car turned around. But the real trick is going to be dealing with the surface. Not only is it going to be dusty and sandy, but there's going to be a thin film of sort of thin greasy film on the track as well, so it's not going to be as fast as it normally would be. So that's going to be another challenge for the drivers.
Okay tuan-tuan, dan bermula sesi qualifying telah bermula. Kita beri masa 15 minit untuk semua pemandu untuk membuat catatan masa terbaik, dan harus diingat setiap catatan masa itu akan menentukan kedudukan grid mereka sewaktu perlumbaan nanti. 15 minit sahaja diberikan untuk sesi qualifying.
Yeah, betul. So 15 minutes of qualifying is not a lot of time out there, and of course the 25-minute race to decide the championship also isn't that much time. But now we're 2 minutes into the session there, and the drivers should be starting their laps right now. We're on board with James Russell. He's going to go take us for a tour of this track. Very quick on that right-hander coming out towards the exit there. You can see why he's so quick. Now, James Russell, of course, won the Speed Tavern 4 Hours of Bathurst this weekend, so he's going to be very happy with that result. Who knows? He'll be able to really step his game up throughout the course of this race and really send that MX-5 flying. So now coming out to the corkscrew, let's see how James Russell deals with the corkscrew turn here. You're coming in from the left-hand side of the track, you let the car drift to the right-hand side to clip that apex, hard on the brakes, dive straight into that left-hand apex, straight into the right-hand apex, and as soon as you touch the right-hand apex, you're hard on the throttle and letting all of that wonderful Mazda power take you out through the Gardner curves and on to the next few turns. Now, the corkscrew is a very difficult place to try and overtake, but the Gardner curve, the corner after that, is going to be very hard as well. You're going to probably see a few drivers come off the road there.
Aku teringat Max bila aku try main dulu PS2, PS3 kan. Corner tu betul-betul jahat bye. Kan ke bila kau nak naik next stage kau kena ambil lesen kan. Corner yang James Russell baru buat tadi, oi susah gila pun.
Ya. So, antara selekor yang susah dekat situ, dekat selekor yang selepas tu yang banyak orang spin. Dan di selekor pertama yang di bawah bukit ni. So the first turn, corkscrew and the Gardner corner, that is going to be the trouble spots. And we've had a history of having very tricky starts to the race coming down into the hairpin here. So my prediction would be that there probably will be a few incidents coming down into the Andretti hairpin, which is technically turn 2 of the track.
So awak jangkakan perlumbaan pada malam ni dekat M-Class ni macam mana? Jangkaan awak akan ada insiden ke tak?
Kemungkinan mungkin dekat start, dekat hairpin tu, U-turn kiri kat bawah bukit tu mungkin ada lah.
Ni.
Ya. So dekat corkscrew ni pun agak bahaya. Dan selekor ni juga pun agak bahaya juga sebab dia punya angle dan banking dia pun bertukar masa dia masuk dekat dalam selekor tu. So dia punya grip level tu asyik bertukar-tukar.
Ya, betul.
So yeah, the grip levels are going to be changing a lot going through Gardner corner, and of course we might see a few people trying some moves up into the corkscrew. Not the best of ideas because it really is a one-line corner, but if you can pull it off, you really will look very, very brave indeed. But the real trick is going to be getting a good start to the race, which is going to be down here at the first braking zone. Riding on board there with Matthew Graham, coming down into the braking zone here, coming all the way to the left, now all the way to the right, hard on the brakes here. And you can see how there's very little space once you're actually in the corner. Yeah, there's a lot of run-ups on the outside of the corner there, but in the racing line, it's not only a double apex corner, but there's a double apex corner that doesn't have a lot of space around each other, so it's going to be very tricky to go 2 or 3 wide down into turn 1.
So kita tengoklah lagi siapa yang bermain berlumba secara betul, atau mungkin ada sedikit asakan sebab track pun nak kata lebar sangat pun tak, dekat setengah liter tu dia ada kecil sikit dia punya space dia.
Yeah. So macam dekat sini pun agak kecil juga. It's quite narrow coming up the hill here, so it's going to be very difficult to pass. So right now 6 minutes have passed in the qualifying session, and now 11 drivers have set a time. The quickest time so far, James Russell, 1:37.990. That's going to give him a very good shot at being in the top 5. Sharon Rofuddin in second, with Marvanjit in third, Azri in fourth, Azrael in fifth, Mazdi in sixth. Agvinda, aka Roy Charles, is our wildcard driver in 7th place, followed by Afizul Jai, Afiq Fadlan, Zainul, Tamizi, and Sharo making up the top 12 as it stands. But now let's see what Kamal Ali can do.
Ya, Kamal Ali dia bergandingan dengan Bos Bobby, pelajar kita juga, dan Bos Bobby merupakan salah seorang pelumba wildcard dia dalam siri perlombaan ini.
So Kamal Ali goes up into 2nd place right behind James Russell. This is going to make it really improve his chances of trying to stay up at the front of the field. It's going to be critical for him to win this race in order to get that title done. But of course, Afizul Jai, he's got the big lead in the championship at this moment, so it's going to be all about Afizul Jai trying to score just enough points to get that title. Right now we're watching Zikri. Zikri goes into 3rd place, then Shami Azri. Shami Azri is going into 1st place. It's another 1:37 for Shami Azri. That's a 1:37.471. Sorry, 671. A 1:37.671. The 1:37 is the time that all the drivers are shooting for. That's the quick time in the AM class as well. Of course, you have to remember that the AM class drivers are not allowed to do any setup work on their cars. It's all the same exact setup with the same tire pressures and the same fuel loads, the same, basically as identical a car as possible. So this is going to be different from the pro class later on, where they're going to be able to adjust the driver, adjust the car's camber, caster and toe to really help suit the car to the driving style of each driver. So they're going to be a little bit quicker in Pro than they are in AM. But it looks like Syamil Azri is in pole position.
Bezanya M Class dengan Pro Class, diorang ni bergantung pada skill driver semata-mata. Sebab tak ada modifikasi yang dibinakan dekat M Class ni.
Ya, boleh dikirakan betul-betul standard, dan setiap track dia akan ada baseline yang lain, tetapi dia terpaksa pakai baseline tu. So kalau mungkin anda terasa macam kereta tu understeer sikit ataupun teroversteer, terlalu banyak oversteer, dia kena kawalkan menggunakan skill driver sahaja.
Cuma yang bezanya, yang ni one make race. Yang bezanya dekat M Class ni cuma decal je lah. Stiker dia, colour dia berbeza. Yang lain tu semua sama.
Ya, dan juga setting juga. So itulah beza dia. So Sharul right now, let's see, Sharul Jaffa doing quite well for himself up in 15th place. Let's see what times he can do to cross the line there. Let's see. Not quite able to improve on his lap time there. So we've got a few more drivers up there. The top 10 is changed quite a bit since we last checked it, with about 5 or 6 minutes to go in the session. Syamil Azri is on pole position. Russell is in second. Jai is in third place, just ahead of Kamal Ali in fourth, with Zikri in fifth, followed by Sharil, Azril, Zainul, Mavinderjit and Aziz rounding out the top 10.
Jai dapat ketiga, dia tak dapat best time lagi
So mungkin perlombaan ni adalah perlombaan yang boleh dikirakan ada chance lah untuk menang pada pemandu-pemandu lain, sebab Hafiz Jai ni memang boleh dikira mendominasi juga perlombaan ni.
Ke dia takut dia kena tendang akan datang kalau ada next event, dia takut kena masuk ke Pro Class. Ada ura-ura, ada ura-ura kata, "Oi, tak boleh lah Jai ni, mana boleh masuk amateur, kena letak dekat Pro."
Sila komen di bawah. Sila komen di bawah.
Siapa yang nak tengok Jai masuk Pro, sila komen kat bawah. Ataupun siapa yang mempertahankan Jai dekat amateur, sila komen kat bawah.
Ya, jom kita debate sikit lah.
Mana tahu lepas ni akan ada lagi tournament lagi.
Ya. So itu dia. Umar Aziz right now in 10th place. He's trying to get a better time. He goes quicker than his previous personal best in the second sector. Could he keep that advantage going into the final sector? Doesn't look too good for him right now, but it could be better, if not on this lap, but the next lap along. Bobby Farid as well. Boss Bobby is out there trying to do better than his 15th place lap time. He was doing better in the first sector. We've split the track into 5 sectors for you guys to check in terms of timing, and it looks like the drivers are not able to coax as much speed out of the cars as they did originally. It looks like the track was quicker actually at the start of the session instead of at the end. So memang mencurigakan juga. Nampaknya macam kalau kita tengok timing ke bawah tu ada banyak kuning, tapi hijau kurang-kurang sikit, dan purple sector tu pun dah kurang. So memang mencurigakan jugalah, sebab kebiasaan selagi lama diorang drive dekat track, selagi laju kan. So
tapi aku boleh katakan track ni pun agak sukar juga sebenarnya. Kalau tengok kan dia punya turun naik, lepas tu lebar dia tu berpasir kiri kanan. So aku tak jangkakan ini satu perlombaan yang mudah. Track ni memang sukar sebenarnya.
It is one of the hardest tracks to master in North America, along with Road America and the Daytona Road Course. So this is really quite difficult as well. Also the home of the Red Bull US Grand Prix back in the day, when they used to have a MotoGP only event around this track. It was one of the most spectacular races on the MotoGP calendar, and it certainly has proved to be a fantastic finale to the IndyCar series as well. So the IndyCars have their final race here at Laguna Seca. There have been some classic moments from those races.
Brother Alif Lamin, Jai kat sini dia suka drift je. Main grip ni dia slow sikit. Komen. Kita nak tengok daripada anda semua macam mana.
Tapi nampaknya kalau Jai tu suka drift tapi still dalam tempat yang ketiga. So he's still in third place. Maybe drifting is doing him some good there.
Mungkin dia ada strategi beliau yang tersendiri, mana tahu. Cuma dia sekarang ni macam kita dapat kedudukan untuk pasukan. Dua ada agak-agak cuba kurang 3 mata saja Itu antara tim ke ataupun antara driver tu Max tadi?
Antara tim.
Antara tim, ya.
So Fizul Jai masih di dalam tempat yang pertama di driver standing, so he's got quite a big lead. He hasn't quite won the championship yet, but a few points will help him win the championship for sure. Kamal Ali is the man who's going to have to win the race and really try and dominate from the front of the field in order to try and get back into contention. But in the teams category, that's where the big battle is going to be. Android King Hyperballs is in the lead, but 3 points behind is Just Keep Racing.
Okay, aku tak boleh nak baca dekat PC, so aku buka aku punya handset. Brother kita, Afiq Tahir, wish ada next season lagi ke? InsyaAllah. Doa khabar, sebab ini adalah round yang terakhir, so kita doakan akan ada lagi tournament seperti ini.
Ya, dan kita akan ada juga lagi banyak konten dan perlumbaan dan turnamen-turnamen yang boleh dikirakan fun race dan one-off event daripada sekarang sampai ke turnamen ataupun championship yang seterusnya. People there commenting, wow, the Flying Sing team, P10 and P11 tag team. Malvinder Jit is in 10th place and Pagvinder Singh also in 11th place. The two Flying Sings are right up there at the cusp of the top 10.
Ya, so kepada tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, viewers semua sekali, jangan lepaskan peluang. Kami banyak bersiaran sebelum ni macam dekat real live. Kita ada bawakan perlombaan sebenar, dan di musim PKP ni kita bawakan turnamen seperti ini khas untuk anda. Hadiah yang sangat menarik, terima kasih kepada pelajar, dan juga konten yang sangat menarik khas untuk anda di rumah.
Absolutely. Now the qualifying session has ended and Shami Azri is on pole position, but on the front row of the grid with his best qualifying performance. James Russell is in second. Fizul Jai, the championship leader, is in third on the same row as his championship rival Kamal Ali. Zikri is in fifth with Sharel in sixth, Azrael in seventh, Zainal in eighth, Aziz in ninth, and the two Flying Six, Malvinder Jit Singh there, and Pagvinder Singh in 10th and 11th. Roy Charles, aka Pagvinder Jit Singh, doing quite well for himself. In 12th is Afiq Fadlan, 13th Bonfai with Mazdi in 14th, Matthew Graham in 15th, Bobby Farid, Boss Bobby in 16th place, Sharul in 17th, Jasri in 18th, Asman in 19th, Tarmizi in 20th, Kavati in 21st with Surin in 22nd place.
Oh, James Russell berada di grid yang kedua. Bukan tempat kedua sekarang ni. Ini pun antara ikon permotoran Malaysia. Orang-orang terkenal di dalam dunia sukan bermotor dekat Malaysia.
Yeah, itu dia. So we're just waiting for Shami Azri and Suri Savaraju to load up into the stream right now. Shami Azri is ready to go. We should have the lights any second now. This is going to be an absolutely exciting end to the AM Class Championship here on the XOX Esports Challenge as we wait for the lights. A special thanks goes out to all our sponsors and to all our viewers for what is going to be a very exciting race. In a few moments time there, we're just waiting.
One XOX, XOX eSIM dan juga Extremo. Sebentar lagi perlombaan akan bermula dan akan dilepaskan bila-bila masa daripada sekarang.
Now the light should go on any second now. It looks like Paduka might have accidentally entered the race as the 23rd driver there. That's our clerk of the course there. He's decided not to enter the race, thankfully. So the 5 red lights go on, and it's away we go for the last time in the XOX Esports Challenge Round 1 in the AM class, and it looks like everyone's got a clean getaway, but there's a... Ooh, James Russell's gone a little bit too slow off the line there. He's bottled up the entire field there. There's cars going 3 wide, 4 wide, coming down into the braking zone here. Kamal Ali there in the background trying to get around the outside, trying to fight his way through the front of the field there, but it looks like James Russell just about manages to keep himself up into the podium place, but a couple of cars have gone off, just about managing to get themselves back onto the track there, and goodness gracious me, would you look at that. That was a clean start for most of the drivers going through turn 1. One of the most difficult corners to have a clean standing start on, and they managed to pull it off. This is definitely a credit to the drivers in the AM class who've definitely improved by leaps and bounds throughout the course of the championship. They just about know how to race with everyone else out there right now. But now they're side by side. It looks like Kamal Ali is going to go side by side with James Russell coming into the inside there, just the same time on the brakes. Who's going to get through it? It looks like Kamal Ali just about managed to make it onto the lead, but Zikri is going to try and go into the inside, coming into the corkscrew there. Very tricky braking on the top of the hill. Zikri, of course, deciding that discretion the better part of valor there, and he's going to slot in into 4th place. Meanwhile, Pagvinda is aka Roy Charles has gone up into 8th place there, and Umar Aziz is up into 6th. So Azri still leads the race with Afizul Jai in 2nd place, Kamal Ali in 3rd, and James Russell in 4th.
Itu dia tuan-tuan puan, nampak garinya Azri dan juga Jai selesa berada di hadapan. Kerana waktu starting tadi aku nampak James Russell agak mungkin ada sikit terlena ke apa ke, so membolehkan dua pelumba kita ni, Jai dan juga Azri, berada selesa di kedudukan pertama dan juga kedudukan kedua. Ini dia Pavilion Singh, Roll Ties.
Ya, boleh dikirakan tapi kita pernah nampak di perlombaan yang sebelum ni yang insiden Tamizi Yusof sebenarnya nak start kereta ni agak susah. Dia banyak wind speed. Itu
yang membolehkan mereka ni macam terlambat sikit
Itulah teori saya semasa testing pada minggu ni. So it seems to me that these cars are actually getting a bit harder to start. That's probably why James Russell fell down the leaderboard a little bit, and it's probably what caused the Tamizi incident in the last round. These cars love to light up the rear tires at the start if you give them too much revs, and it could really slow you off the start line. But James Russell now into 4th place, and he's hunting down Kamal Ali. This is going to be the battle for the last step of the podium. But right now at the front of the field there, Afizul Jai has gone in ahead of Shami Azri. So there's been an overtaking maneuver happened up front, and Afizul Jai has managed to get himself up into the lead. But Shami Azri is still pushing very hard. Remember, there's a championship on the line for both these drivers. It's the team's championship, but definitely being in 1st place is going to help their respective teams out to no end. Afizul Jai at the lead, looking very comfortable for the Drivers' Championship, but in the Teams' Championship, he still has to hold off Shami Azri, really pushing hard there. And of course, they can't forget that Kamal Ali is right behind them, 2.2 seconds behind in 3rd place.
Itu dah Shami Azri daripada G-Skip Racing cuba mengejar Afizul Jai yang berada di hadapannya. Kena ingat G-Skip Racing dan juga Hyperboost hanya berbeza 3 mata saja. Championship point mereka hanya berbeza 3 mata saja. So ini bermakna kalau tim dia orang boleh kejar Hyperboost, so itulah kita nak tengok dekat M-Class pada malam ni.
Absolutely. This is going to be critical for their championship aspirations. Whoever gets the better of these the better hand will win the championship for their teams as well as themselves. Azrael Nazli there, he's in the thick of the action. Of course, it wouldn't be an adrenaline impact race if it wasn't for a fantastic midfield battle. And now Azrael Nazli right behind Sharanora Fudin, who is glued to the back of Pagvinda Singh. Let's see how they're going to go into this braking zone coming up ahead. Pagvinda is defending, but who's going to try and go in for the inside? Azrael tries to look for the inside. They're going to go side by side, just about managing to squeeze his way past the Sharia Norafuddin, and it looks like this battle is going to go on for quite a bit of time left. As you can see in the timing, that's Bobby Farid. Bobby Farid's gone off the track. I wonder what happened to him.
Kalau boleh kita tengok replay?
Jom kita tengok replay sekali. Now coming down underneath the Mother's Bridge, and it looks like boleh dikira ada terciduk sikit lah kalau orang Melaka cakap.
Ada sikit sentuhan kat situ
So that's very bad luck there for Bobby Farid. Really, really tough luck. He will be trying to help Kamal Ali, but unfortunately he's got quite a mountain to climb in order to climb up. But if there is one man that can do it, it's Bobby Farid. He has a lot of experience on his shoulders in real world racing as well as in the sim world, so we'll look out for him on his fight back up through the field. But for now, Kamal Ali is in 3rd place, and he's got James Russell right behind him, half a second. That's not too far behind. On the screen on the left hand side you see the timing tower that we have set up, and if you see the numbers in orange or in yellow, it means that they're in the battle zone. They're close enough to fight for position at that point. And if they're in white, that means they've got a bit of a breather. And one driver who didn't have quite a breather, that's Sharan Norafuddin, who was battling for position in the midfield. Let's see what happened to him in the replay.
Abang Keka kita. Duh, kena juga.
Itu dia. Boleh nampak sangat yang track ni sebenarnya agak sempit juga untuk berlumba ya.
Ya, dia ada setengah-setengah jarak tu dia agak kecil sikit. Tang lebar tu lebar lah. Bila tang kecil tu dia macam sempit sikit.
Ya. Boleh dikirakan claustrophobic.
Oh ni turun naik. Dia nak tengok ni. Layan bye.
Boleh kira macam roller coaster kan. So that's Kelvin T right now chasing down Zainal, Azril and Matthew in the battle for the last position in the top 10. He is racing for Dante's Todak Motorsports there. Kelvin T pushing the car very hard indeed in 13th place. Let's see if he can improve on his position. It's critical to go out of this final corner as fast as you can. If you're perfect out of the final corner and the car ahead isn't, that will set up that passing opportunity into the Andretti curve. But it looks like he's just backed off a little bit there. And Shami Azri's out. Shami Azri's gone off the track there. That's going to be big news. Let's have a look and see what happened there. It looks like he outbraked himself. Oh, wow. Shami Azri now down to 5th place. He's got a lot of catching up to do in order to try and catch up with Afizul Jai. Alah, malangnya. Rupanya macam brake dia tak cukup makan ya.
Dia kena ingat J-Skip Racing dia orang punya dengan Hyperboost memang sangat-sangat hampir tau mata dia. Tapi bila dah jadi macam ni nampak kayaknya agak sukar nak memintas Jai kembali. Sukar sikit lah.
Tetapi ada juga berita yang bagus dan tak bagus juga. Zikri iaitu teammate untuk Shami Azri berada di tempat yang keempat. So Zikri is in 4th place, Azri is in 5th place. If they can both gain another position, hopefully that would bring them up into championship contention against the Hyperbulls team. But it's going to be very difficult for these guys right now to try and do that. They've got to get past either James Russell or Kamal Ali as soon as they can. So it's really put the dampener on their position there. Umar Aziz is off the track as well. Umar Aziz is off the track. We have a lot of drama now at the start of the race coming up to the halfway mark here. A lot of cars going off the track there.
Ini dah memasuki persegian yang ke-6. Mungkin ada faktor tayar ke macam mana? Max ada idea?
Mungkin sebabnya perlumbaan yang terakhir, mungkin dia ada terasa yang patutnya buat perlumbaan yang terbaik untuk season finale pada kali ini. So it looks like the drivers are under a lot of pressure to get a good result. It's always great to have a good result coming into the final round of the championship. Azrael Nazli is off the track. Azrael Nazli is off the track again at the first corner there, the first real corner. Andretti turn. He's coming into the inside there, and it looks like he just locked the wheels up. The engine has let go. You can just about hear that actually, that the engine has let go on Azrael Nazli's car. Maybe too much downshift too soon, or too much engine braking, as they say there. And that's very, very sad. It's another driver out of the race.
Itu dia tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, anda sekarang sedang menyaksikan M-Class di XOX Esports Challenge finale pada malam ini. Ini merupakan perlumbaan kami yang terakhir untuk Amateur Class. Selepas ini anda akan menyaksikan Pro Class yang mana kita akan merupakan lebih ramai, lebih banyak lagi selebriti yang terkenal di Malaysia.
So yeah, as you can see, the track is actually really punishing the cars quite a bit. You use a lot of engine braking in these cars, or at least some of the drivers use quite a lot of engine braking to try and get the cars slowed up, especially for the Andretti hairpin, because it's a downhill approach. So they're braking downhill, they're trying to use the engine braking, they're trying to downshift through the gears as much as possible to try and slow the cars down, and it looks like that's giving the cars a lot of grief out there right now.
Okey, abang racer kita Faizal Alang, go. Arisham, Akid Pasarum, Taichi Yagami, Sony Kazumi Gami, Jai Bluebird. Dia support geng dia saja. Mana boy?
Itu dia. So do leave a comment down below in the comment section and do have a chat with some of the drivers. Some of our pro drivers will be watching this race as well, so you can chat with your favorite driver and let them know that you are there. So do leave a comment down below and have a chat with some of the drivers, and during the studio sequences we'll be able to read those chat as well and will be able to react to them. Meanwhile, Afizul Jai up in the lead there, 1.7 seconds on Kamal Ali with James Russell in third place. James Russell quite lucky to manage to get himself back up into the podium positions, but he still wants to be in that second place. He started in second. He'll want to at least finish the race in second place, and it's definitely one of the best races that James Russell has had in this championship. Of course, you can tell that he's really enjoyed himself throughout the course of the weekend. He won the Speed Tavern 4 Hours of Bathurst with Nakib as his teammate, so that's given him a huge boost of confidence coming into the final round of the XOX Esports Challenge. Alrighty, so Afiq Fadlan, teammate to Afizul Jai, he's now up into the top 10. He's in 7th place battling with Pagvinder Singh. Now this is still points paying, so he's going to have to try and overtake and get himself up into 6th place. He needs to be in 5th if the other two Just Keep Racing cars move up a position. So it's going to be critical for him to try and get past Roy Charles, aka Pavinder Singh. He's trying everything he can. He's going to go side by side, coming in through this left-hander. Doesn't quite have the pace to try and hold it off. But now Pavinder is on the inside line there. Roy Charles is on the inside line, coming into this braking zone here. Let's see if Afi can get past. This battle is definitely heating up, and this will also help the Hyperballs challenge for the AM Teams Championship.
Okay, viewers, jangan lupa kita tengok ni bukan tengok kosong tau. So pastikan anda menonton daripada mula sampai habis, kerana mungkin soalan-soalan yang akan penaja berikan kepada anda ada jawapannya sepanjang live stream ini. So kepada viewers, jangan lupa tekan like, share, like semua page-page diorang, dan mungkin akan ada jawapan dekat setiap minit live streaming ini bersiaran. So jangan ke mana-mana, pastikan anda dapat segala inputnya daripada mula sampai habis.
So now they go down through the hill there. Again, Afizul Jai in 1st place, Afi Fadlan in 7th there. I do apologize actually, Afi Fadlan for Hyperballs Tornado. Jai there further up the field in another Hyperballs car, in the Android King Hyperballs machine, I believe. Can't remember if it was Malvidijit or Zainal that is the teammate. I believe it's Zainal actually that's the teammate to Jai right now. So if these Hyperballs drivers can sort of mesh up and try and work together, they might be able to either slow this field down or try to... Ooh, big lock up there from Afi Fadlan. That's going to give a position to Umar Aziz, and yes, Umar Aziz has managed to get himself up another position there. So the Hyperballs guys really got to work hard now to try and get the right man up at the front of the field. Ooh, all over the track there. Umar Aziz is pushing that Mazda as hard as he can in order to try and get as high up the field as possible.
Michael Hafiz, Afiq teammate Jai by the way. Okay, tuan-tuan dan puan, kita on board bersama Malvinder Singh daripada pasukan Hyperballs juga. Dan kini berada di kedudukan ke-9, cuba mengejar Afiq Fadlan yang berada di hadapan beliau sekarang ini. Perebutan tempat ke-8 di antara Afiq, Malvinder Singh dan juga Zainul.
Yeah, itu dia. Afiq is climbing up the hill through there. Meanwhile, Zikri looks like he's going very slowly there. I'm not too sure what happened there, but Zikri, he may have given the position back to Shami Azri as a bit of a tactical maneuver, but he was going fairly slow through the guarded corners there. That's going to be a bit of a worry for Zikri, but Shami Azri moves up into 4th place now. It's Shami's job to try and catch up with the leading pack, those leading 3 cars there of Afizul Jai, Kamal Ali and James Russell, putting their foot to the floor to try and run away. It's 15 minutes have passed in this 25-minute race, 10 minutes left to go on the clock. And with 10 minutes left to go on the clock, let's have a quick look at the top 10. Ooh, Kamal Ali going very wide there, just about managing to keep his 2nd place. So Afizul Jai in 1st, Kamal Ali in 2nd, James Russell in 3rd, Shami Azri in 4th place, with Mohammed Zikri in 5th place, and Roy Charles in 6th. Umar Aziz is in 7th, and Malvinderjit just made an overtaking maneuver there. Ooh, it looks like Malvinder has gone off. That's it, Roy Charles has gone off. Let's have a look at that replay. Apa terjadi ya?
Roy. Ada kita lihat Malvinder Singh, salah satu wildcard driver kita. Terciduk juga.
Ooh, it looks like both drivers. Yeah, boleh dikirakan tersilap break jugalah di dalam braking zone itu. So memang boleh kita tengok kan yang stress level semakin lama semakin tinggi.
Bang, dia dalam perlumbaan 25 minit bang. 25 minit ni kalau orang tengok nampak macam sekejap, tapi sebenarnya untuk kau kekal konsisten walaupun 5 minit agak susah sebenarnya. Satu saat kau hilang fokus, akan terjadi insiden yang tidak diingini.
Yeah, just like Encik Bob said, if you lose focus for even a second, 25 minutes doesn't seem like a long race, but if you lose focus for even a second, even a 25-minute race can feel like an endurance. Now, Mavidijit Singh and Afiq Fadlan, they're now into 6th and 7th places for their respective teams, and they're looking very, very nicely poised to try and score loads of points there. But of course, Azri and Zikri still in 4th and 5th up ahead. It's going to be a challenge for Afiq, who's 14 seconds behind the leading cars, to try and catch back up. But right now, it looks like Afizul Jai is still in the lead from Kamal Ali with Russell in 3rd.
Okey, baiklah tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, anda sedang menyaksikan XOX Esports Challenge round yang ke-6. Ini adalah finale untuk amateur class. Pada malam ini kami bawakan yang terhebat, yang terpadu, yang terlaju hanya untuk anda.
So far, we've only had 2 retirements. Bobby Farid, unfortunate incident for him in 22nd place, and Azrael Nazi, he will finish 21st place. They're both out of the race, of course. Paduka right at the bottom of the screen there. He's our clerk of the course. So that is a little Easter egg for you guys out there. We've decided to put, as I found out, we've decided to put Paduka right at the bottom of the list there just to as a bit of an Easter egg for you guys. But it looks like Matthew Graham there just about having to pull over across the road. I'm not sure if there's a mechanical problem with Matthew Graham, but he's pulled off across the road and it looks like he may be out of the race.
Lagi dah berehat di tepi pantai. Matthew Graham. You anti green
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boleh dikirakan teammate kepada James Russell yang berada di tempat yang ketiga. But right now, Afizul Jai is in the lead of the race. Kamal Ali is in 2nd place, and you can see James Russell there in 3rd position. All 3 drivers can see each other throughout the course of the race there, so it's going to be really enticing to try and push the car a little bit too hard in order to try and catch the cars up ahead. 18 minutes have passed in this 25-minute race. We might see a lap 14 or lap 15 finish once again, but it looks like Afizul Jai running a little bit wide through there. Is his tyres still holding up? Is Kamal Ali beginning to put on the pressure? This is going to be the battle for the lead of the race coming through the back half of the circuit right now. You can see the pit straight in the background, but as they turn you can see the fantastic vistas of Monterey, California out in the distance. Afizul Jai in 1st, Kamal Ali still in 2nd, but closing up fast.
Tapi Kamal Ali ni aku tengok power lah. Tengok dia berjaya menjarakkan diri daripada James Russell. James Russell dah jauh ketinggalan di belakang, dan kini dia cuba memintas Jai yang berada di hadapan beliau. Jai tadi punya laju, punya jauh kat depan, dan kini Kamal Ali boleh mencucuk buntut Jai.
Yeah, itu dia. So it's going to be a big battle for the front, for the bragging honours, for the right to call themselves the winner of the season finale here at the XOX Esports Challenge. Afizul Jai, they're doing very well for himself up in 1st place, but Kamal Ali putting a lot of pressure in that green car behind. It's going to be very challenging indeed. And of course now they've come across traffic. So Jasri Junos is car 19th and they've just about reached him. It's going to be very critical to see whether Afizul Jai or Kamal Ali can take advantage of the blue flag car up ahead.
Itu dia blue flag kat depan. So bermakna Jai telah pun berjaya memintas orang yang paling belakang sekali dalam perlombaan ini. Tapi ini membolehkan Kamal Ali ini aku rasa antara peluang lah untuk dia memintas Jai kali ini.
Yeah, betul. Shami Azri is also caught up with James Russell and putting James Russell under a lot of pressure as well. So you can see there the backmarker car has let the leading 2 cars pass just. Now James Russell and Shami Azri have now caught up with that backmarker again. James Russell's going to go onto the inside, and it looks like Shami Azri's managed to get through there, and they're cleanly through the first of the backmarkers. Now they're going to be chasing up, and Kamal Ali's got the position, he's got the opportunity, and he's got past Afizul Jai. Now, Kamal Ali is now in the lead of the race. 20 minutes to go, 5 minutes of racing left, and look at that. Afizul Jai is still very close to Kamal Ali. This is going to be a battle all the way to the finish line. Let's see how they go through the corkscrew.
Macam aku cakap, dalam perlombaan macam-macam boleh jadi. Dan kini kedudukan telah pun berubah. Kamal Ali telah pun berjaya memintas Jai yang berada di hadapan beliau sebentar tadi. Dan kini Kamal Ali berada di kedudukan pertama. Afizul Jai di tempat kedua. James Russell kedudukan ketiga.
Ya, itu dia. Memang dia ambil kesempatan juga dengan kereta blue flag tadi untuk mengkurangkan gap antara Afizul Jai dengan Kamal Ali, dan Kamal Ali pun ambil kesempatan untuk cuba memotong.
Betul. Dan kini Kamal Ali hanya harus kekal fokus dan juga konsistenkan pemanduan beliau. Tapi aku rasa Jai pun takkan duduk diam. Dia pasti akan cuba memintas Kamal Ali sebentar lagi.
Yep, and you can see that right now. Afizul Jai managed to get the slipstream on the main straight. He's going to go side by side with Kamal Ali. Can Afizul Jai make it around the outside? Not quite. And that means that Kamal Ali is still in the lead of the race. He's defending quite hard though from Afizul Jai, going up around the inside and closing that door off, blocking Jai from coming in, as is his right, driving around the racetrack there. Definitely some hard-fought battles coming up here, but this means that with these two front cars battling, James Russell and Shami Azri have managed to join this battle. There is less than 2 seconds between all 4 cars at the front of the race there. This is definitely a show to watch. What a race that we found ourselves with here at the season finale of the XOX Esports Challenge.
Ya, betul bang. Ini merupakan perlombaan yang terakhir pada malam ini dan pastinya ini satu keputusan mengejutkan, tapi selagi checkered flag tak dinaikkan, kita tak tahu apa-apa lagi. Kita tunggu sampai checkered flag diturunkan.
And it looks like James Russell trying to go around the outside of the corkscrew there, just about almost escaped and got away with that there, but that means that Afizul Jai has to try and defend on the inside, coming through Gardner. Now James Russell's coming into the inside here. Will he be able to outbrake? Yes, he has, and James Russell goes into second. Just about. They're still side by side now. Afizul Jai has the advantage on the inside. Let's see if Afizul Jai can make it work. Yes, but James Russell tries to go for the MotoGP style switchback. They're going to go side by side down the main straight. Just coming across the line, absolutely even. Now coming through over the crest, it's going to be down to the battle of the braking zone there. And it looks like James Russell has a slight advantage in that he's on the inside already. Let's see if he can make it work. Yes, James Russell managing to claim that apex, and now he is up into second place. What a battle for second.
Okey, yang ini betul-betul mendebarkan bang. Betul-betul mendebarkan. Kalau tadi kita tengok perebutan di antara Kamal Ali dan juga Jai, kini James Russell pun dah masuk. Aku tunggu sikit lagi. Shami Azri pun akan cucuk Jai lepas ni.
Ya, betul. Sekarang pun kita tengok Afizul Jai bukan kira pemandu yang suka mengaku kalah. Dia akan still fight walaupun apa-apa.
Aku mendengar satu komen daripada penonton kita, Hashimi AMD, tayar Jai dah out kot. Mungkin sebab Jai makin lama dia punya prestasi dia agak menurun sedikit demi sedikit. Tengok Kamal Ali dah jauh berada di hadapan.
Ya, boleh nampak yang kenderaan tu sebenarnya sliding sikit. Dia memang drifting sikit. Nasib baik Afizul Jai ni memang boleh dikirakan pro drifter yang agak handal di Malaysia. Antara drifter-drifter yang memang berbakat. So dia dapat juga kawal kereta yang mungkin kurang grip.
So kali ini dapat kita saksikan Kamal Ali selesa berada di kedudukan yang pertama, manakala James Russell di kedudukan yang kedua.
Yes, indeed. Coming into the braking zone there, though, Afizul Jai is still trying his hardest to get past James Russell. But as we heard there from Hisham AMD, it does look like Afizul Jai, his tires are beginning to wear out just a little bit there. But he still has the slipstream. He's still going to try, and he's going to try and go around the outside. If he can make this work, it's going to be one of the moves of the season. Coming into the braking zone there, and Shami Azri is going to go around the outside. They try and briefly make it 3 wide, but Shami Azri still on the throttle. They're still within attacking distance. So the battle for second place just got a lot more heated. Meanwhile, Kamal Ali is streaking forward ahead, 2 seconds ahead of James Russell, with Afizul Jai in third place and Shami Azri in fourth. It's going to be a wonderful finish to the race. Lap 16. We've managed to go all the way to lap 16 for our final lap of the race. The white flag will be out very, very shortly. This is the final lap of the race. And now it looks like Kamal Ali has the lead in the bag. Knock on wood.
Memang 80%, aku boleh katakan 80% tadi di dalam perlumbaan M-Class ni kita jangkakan Jai akan berada di kedudukan harapan. Dan nampak gaya ni, ini dah last lap ni. Last lap. James Russell masih lagi berada di hadapan Jai dan Jai harus lakukan sesuatu untuk memintas James Russell.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be very difficult. Memang agak susah juga sebab masuk dalam selekor ketiga terakhir, kedua terakhir dan terakhir juga memang agak susah. So coming into the second to last corner, it looks like James Russell's managed to keep his lead. Afizul Jai has gone off the track. He's gone off the track there. Shami Azri is going to go side by side. Will he be able to make an overtaking maneuver work? They're going to try and do a crossover. Shami Azri not quite there, not quite able to do it, but it looks like Kamal Ali is going to come across the line in the lead. He wins the race with James Russell in second, Jai in third, and Azri in fourth place. Meanwhile, the battle further behind between Afiq Fadlan and Movidijit Singh. Zikri comes home in fifth in the final round of the season. Let's see who takes the battle, the inter-team battle here between Movidijit Singh and Afiq Fadlan coming across the line here. It looks like Afiq is going to get that win. Afiq Fadlan, aka Afa, takes home sixth place with Movidijit in seventh, Umar Aziz in eighth, with Zainal in ninth, Kelvin in 10th place, one of the best positions he's had in the season. Shamral Norfud in 11th, Munfai in 12th, and Tamizi in 13th. Mazdi is in the pit lanes right now, so it looks like Sharul Jaffa is going to win. He's going to get 14th place in that battle. It looks like Mazdi might have run out of fuel there. Azman Abdullah manages to come home in 16th place, whilst Surin Savaraju will be the last driver out on track. And the last driver still racing in the amateur class here at the XOX Esports Challenge. Absolutely wonderful racing throughout the course of the evening and a fantastic end to the race.
Itu dah tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, satu perlumbaan final yang sangat-sangat menarik dan juga satu keputusan yang tidak dijangka. Macam aku cakap tadi, 80% tadi kita menjangkakan akan ada perebutan di antara Jai dan juga Syamil Azri, dan tiba-tiba Kamal Ali yang telah memenangi perlumbaan pada kali ini. Satu keputusan yang sangat tidak menyangka dan juga satu perlumbaan yang sangat menarik untuk finale pada malam ini.
Yeah, itu dia. So now we have a look at the provisional results for round 6, the final round of the amateur class here at the XOX Esports Challenge. A special thanks goes out to all the drivers who've taken part during the course of the season. We thank you for making this what this race is today. Kamal Ali wins the final round of the season in first place. James Russell heads home in second place with Afizul Jai in third. That is your podium as it stands so far. Shami Azri in fourth place with Zikri in fifth, followed by Afiq Fadlan, Movidijit Singh, Upa Aziz, Zainal Hazim, and Kelvin T in 10th.
Power bye. Menarik, sangat-sangat menarik di XOX Esports Challenge round yang ke-6 pada malam ini. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, kami telah bawakan perlumbaan yang menarik, yang terlaju, yang terpadu hanya untuk anda, finale amateur class.
And everyone give a round of applause down in the chat section below for a fantastic seasons of racing from the amateur class drivers. Absolutely spectacular stuff, full of drama, intrigue, very, very hard battling, a few exciting moments, and of course, just beautiful wheel-to-wheel racing. Absolutely fantastic stuff from all the drivers, and once again, we thank them for competing in the series. And congratulations to the winners throughout the course of the championship. Special thanks also goes out to the XOX Mobile, 1XOX, XOX eSIM, and Streamer Oil of Italy, our sponsors, along with our media partner, Galeri Kereta. This has been a fantastic race. But do stay tuned, because if you thought that race was exciting, the Pro Class race is going to be even more epic.
Lagi menarik,
Yeah.
Okey tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, lepas kita akan saksikan Pro Class yang mana kami akan bawakan pelumba-pelumba selebriti ikon pemotoran yang sangat terkenal di Malaysia selepas ini.
Absolutely. So, whilst we wait for the Pro Class drivers to start their practice, we are going to go for a quick break, but do stay tuned, because this is your chance to win that Simagic M10, Oppo A9 III Plus, and all those other fantastic prizes. So do stay tuned to the halftime show. It's going to be epic. Over to you, Mr. Zara. Assalamualaikum.
Selamat malam guys.
What's up guys? Anda bersama dengan saya Zaid Manaf dan juga
saya Muhammad ZR.
Muhammad ZR bukan Yamaha ZR.
Bukan bukan YZR.
Jadi inilah dia Muhammad ZR. Oh, inilah dia Muhammad ZR.
Inilah dia.
Yang setiap minggu.
Ni yang tangan wangi yang cabut nama-nama orang ni tau.
Selalu saya tengok dia dekat dalam skrin je. Sekarang saya sebelah dia. Saya nervous lah. Alright guys. So sekarang ni kita bersiaran secara langsung. Seperti anda dapat tengok tadi bersama dengan Encik Bob dan juga Max, komentator untuk itu dia kategori amatur. Kategori amatur untuk apa? Untuk XOX Esports Challenge 2020. 2020. Terlaju pula cakap. Terlambat pula dia.
Saya lambat ke?
Lambat.
Okey. Alright.
Okey, jadi untuk yang race kali ni, untuk kategori amatur, ini adalah merupakan final round,
Ya, this is final countdown.
Itu lagu.
Tapi sebabkan final race untuk malam ni.
Dia punya bahang tu lain macam lah.
Lain. Dia punya semangat dia lain tau.
Betul, jangan cakap driver-driver je rasa, kita sendiri pun rasa dia punya bahang race ni. Sebab apa, memang kita tengok dia punya point semua sengit So tadi kita baru settle untuk kategori amatur, lepas ni adalah untuk kategori profesional pula.
Ya, betul.
Okey, jadi untuk track kali ini kita menyaksikan perlumbaan yang berlangsung di Laguna Seca, USA.
Bukan nasi USA
Bukan
nasi USA.
Itu makanan. Alright. Jadi untuk kepada anda siapa yang first time tengok, ini adalah merupakan sebuah e-sport tournament berbentuk iRacing yang dibawakan khas oleh penaja-penaja kita XOX Malaysia, XOX TKKR Racing Team dan bersama dengan usaha kerja keras daripada Adrenaline Impact untuk bawakan anda rancangan ini.
Tepuk guys. Kita tepuk kepada penaja-penaja kita untuk malam ni di Final Countdown.
Alright, so itu dia. Aku tak tahulah kenapa kau dengan lagu tu. Alright, so kita dah 6 round
Ya, dah 6 round lah.
Sudah dah 6 round dah pun. Jadi selain daripada penaja-penaja yang kita sebutkan tadi juga, kami ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada penaja yang sudi menaja makanan kami, iaitu daripada ayam cincang 7 warisan.
Yang ni zaman hang
Ini
tua
daripada zaman hang tua tu.
Cincang sini, cincang sana, cincang sini. Jadi ayam cincang.
Memang dulu hang tua pun makan ni dengan hang liu kiu kan? Hang liu kiu kau tu.
Liquid.
Liquid. Alright. So apakah tujuan kita buat live sunai malam ni?
Malam ni paling best guys, paling best sebab kita pun rasa bahang dia, rider pun rasa bahang dia.
Memang betul-betul bahang. Panas sekarang.
Viewers pun rasa bahang dia.
Bukan sebab musim panas.
Bukan. Tapi sebabkan sini banyak sangat lampu guys.
Alright. So, berbalik pada soalan saya, apakah tujuan kita kat sini?
Kita nak bagi korang giveaway lah guys. Kita nak bagi giveaway.
Alright. So di mana anda penonton-penonton dekat rumah boleh bawa pulang hadiah yang bermacam-macam,
Betul. Kalau viewers tengok pun dah kantoi dah sebenarnya. Dah kantoi dah.
Saya baru nak macam surprise. Apakah hadiah yang korang akan menang? Dah keluar dah pun kat skrin.
Kita dah kantoi. Okey. So, jom kita review hadiah-hadiah menarik kita untuk malam ni. Okey.
Boleh?
Come on, Makcik Kia.
Okey, Makcik Kia yang akan review hadiah-hadiah ni. Okey. Jadi awak bagi tahu apakah syarat-syarat dia, okey?
Okey. Deal.
Alright. So, kita akan pilih 10 orang pemenang malam ini. Sama macam minggu lepas yang sesudah pun, kita cari 10 orang yang bertuah yang akan bawa pulang hadiah-hadiah daripada penaja-penaja. Alright?
Yep, betul
so,
guys.
Saya akan recap. Hadiah pertama adalah 5 keping SIM card. Alright, 5 keping SIM card One XOX Prepaid berserta dengan 10 GB data. Tetapi hadiah utama aku rasa aku
tak nak lah. Kita cerita hadiah utama dulu untuk
hadiah
malam
utama.
ni.
Aku cerita hadiah utama dulu kan?
Kita cerita.
Alright. So, hadiah utama seperti anda nampak kat skrin ya.
Alright.
Ini merupakan tajaan daripada Hydra. Okey, Hydra Tech. Okey.
Hydra Tech guys.
Hydra Tech ni apa sebenarnya?
Hydra Tech ni kalau korang tak tahu, aku pun tak tahu tapi aku tahu. Saya tahu. Kalau Hydra Tech ni kalau korang nak tahu, ni lah satu-satu punya keluaran yang buat kursi gaming. Bukan kursi gaming, yang panel untuk race tu. Untuk
racing ni lah.
Untuk racing lah. Untuk iRacing digital ni.
I see. So diorang yang keluarkan barang simulator ni.
Ya betul. Steering dia ada steering, ada pedal. Kalau korang pergi ke page Hydra Tech ni guys, so kalau korang tengok dia punya barang rare guys.
Rare.
Memang rare
Jadi,
guys.
barang-barang itulah yang kita nak berikan pada malam ini. Okey, di mana pemenang utama menerusi cabutan bertuah anda akan membawa pulang Simagic M10 Direct Drive. Okey, kemudian Simagic Round Steering. Okey, dan diikuti oleh Simagic 70mm adapter dan Hydra T-Run Racing Carpet. So senang cerita, kalau korang memang ada impian macam saya nak jadi racing driver untuk iRacing ni, dah kalau menang malam ni dah settle lah, dah boleh terus join race dah.
Dah terus boleh on dah.
Boleh terus
boleh
on dah.
on dah.
Memang hadiah ni adalah memang impian untuk siapa yang minat dengan sukan lumba kereta e-sport ni lah, kan? Alright. So kemudian untuk hadiah kedua yang ada dekat depan mata saya ni.
Ada kat sebelah saya.
Ada dekat depan mata saya ni. Oppo A93. Okey, handphone Oppo A93 di mana ianya akan datang bersama-sama dengan package B59 yang berharga RM59 sebulan dan yang paling best bil akan ditanggung selama 6 bulan.
6 bulan guys. 6 bulan guys.
Setengah tahun tak payah fikir pasal bil.
6 bulan ni korang tak payah bayar apa-apa guys. Ni bil korang ditanggung. Korang boleh enjoy unlimited call dia.
Unlimited call, high speed internet,
macam-macam lah.
Macam-macam.
So korang boleh stream lah macam-macam nak buat. Kalau korang rasa korang main Mobile Legend, Mobile Legend ke PUBG ke, SIM card kita ni yang paling laju.
Saya ni main Mobile Legend saya guna XOX lah.
Ya guys.
Tapi semua saya tak power, internet tak power. Sebab saya memang tak power, saya tak bakat. Tapi saya boleh lah menang je sebab internet laju.
Tapi saya power. Tapi saya lawan AI lah.
Boleh lah. Alright. Okey, kemudian ada hadiah lagi yang lain juga di mana kita nak berikan kepada 2 orang pemenang Hydra T-Run Racing Carpet. Dia dapat carpet juga daripada Hydra T-Run Racing. Terima kasih kepada penaja. Kemudian diikuti oleh 3 orang pemenang di mana mereka akan bawa pulang One XOX Black B59.
Okey.
Di mana bil kali ini akan ditanggung selama 3 bulan pula.
3 bulan pula?
3 bulan
Tadi
pula.
6 bulan.
Tadi 6 bulan sebab dia grand prize. Yang ni pun not bad sebenarnya. Ni pun not bad. 3 bulan free tak payah bayar.
3 bulan free. Kalau korang nak ni 3 bulan free korang tak payah bayar. Kalau saya pakai, saya dah pakai serius, saya pakai. Dah 5 tahun dah guys saya pakai SIM card One XOX.
Lama betul.
Lama.
Daripada budak-budak lagi lah kira.
Masa baru balik.
Ni umur berapa ni? Alright, kemudian 5 hadiah sagu hati kita nak berikan 5 keping SIM card One XOX berserta dengan 10GB di dalamnya.
10GB
10GB banyak tu.
Banyak guys. 10GB ni bukan untuk sebulan guys. Kalau korang nak tahu bukan untuk sebulan. Sebab 10GB ni kita boleh manage dia punya data.
Yes,
so
kita
bulan
ada
ni
function season pass di mana anda boleh simpan dan manage anda punya data ataupun minit panggilan dan juga SMS.
Betul. Yang special SIM card One XOX ni.
Yang special.
Okey.
Aku sudah pernah cakap Alright, so anda semua dah tahu itu adalah hadiah-hadiah yang akan dimenangi. Okey. Dan mungkin ia akan jadi milik anda, kita tak tahu. Alright. So sekarang apa kata kau ceritakan pula macam mana supaya diorang ni tahu macam mana diorang nak menang sebenarnya ni.
Okey, so saya ceritalah.
Ceritakan.
Okey, turn saya
Saya pergi toilet dulu.
Ingat baru nak buat senang nak buat duit.
Saya pergi toilet kejap. Awak cerita.
Jangan.
Okey,
Sebab
sini.
banyak lagi ni.
Alright.
Lama lagi.
Okey, silakan.
Okey, so guys, syarat-syarat dia sangat mudah guys. So untuk malam ni syarat dia sangat mudah and then kita ada perubahan syarat Kalau korang nak tahu kita ada perubahan syarat tapi memang senang je. Memang semua orang boleh buat. Okey, so syarat-syarat dia, step 1 dia. So korang kena pastikan korang follow 4 page ni. 4 page ni korang boleh kena follow XOX Malaysia, One XOX, lepas tu TKKR Racing Team dan juga Adrenaline Impact.
Dah minggu ke-6 masih lagi tergagap. Merecik. Alright.
Okay. So
itu syarat pertama.
Itu syarat pertama.
Like 4 page. Okey, syarat kedua apa kan?
Syarat kedua dia macam biasa korang kena share kita punya live untuk malam ni. Share kita punya live, bagi tahu dekat semua orang. Bagi tahu kat semua orang and then jangan lupa letak hashtag guys. Letak hashtag XOX Esports Challenge 2020. Lepas tu kalau boleh lagi letak hashtag lagi final round.
Yang orang tahu macam ini kali ni kalau tak dapat memang lepas tak ada dah.
The final countdown.
Alright, itu dia syarat yang kedua bersama dengan final countdown Okey,
syarat ketiga. Yang ni perubahan ni.
Ni perubahan.
Selalunya kita bagi soalan-soalan mudah untuk korang kan. Tapi kali ni kita bagi susah.
Mudahkan lagi.
Bukan susah.
Macam lagi mudah.
Macam mudah lagi.
Mudah.
Macam mudah yang lagi. Korang perlu tag member korang, kawan FB korang, seramai 5 orang je. Seramai 5 orang je guys.
Alright.
Okay, yang tu. And then syarat keempat, kena tunggulah sampai habis.
Pastikan anda tune sampai habis. Sebab apa?
Yep.
Selepas habis kategori profesional, kejap lagi kita akan buat cabutan bertuah untuk pilih siapakah pemenang-pemenang.
Yeah,
Alright?
right.
Okay, jadi kita tak perlu nak buang masa lagi. Sebab apa? Saya rasa kita pun dah bersedia untuk kategori seterusnya.
Yeah, profesional.
Memang saya sendiri pun dah sabar nak tengok dah.
Yeah.
Okay, jadi kita akan kembali sebentar lagi selepas kategori profesional. Jadi untuk masa sekarang ni, apa kata kita layan dulu kategori profesional bersama dengan saudara Max dan juga Encik Bob di studio. Alright.
Yeah, the final countdown. The final countdown.
Fantastic stuff to those guys. There's a fantastic stuff there. Not too sure if the rendition of the final countdown was perfect, but top marks for effort. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the XOX Esports Challenge. Thanks to Zadar there for letting us know of all the cool stuff you guys are going to win. All the viewers at home, as well as everyone taking part. So do remember to follow the instructions and answer those questions as soon as they come up. So fantastic stuff indeed. But now we'll head over to the pro class race, the final pro race of the season, and it's going to be a very exciting one. I'm Matthew Palmer, and joining me in the studio is Encik Bob. Hui, seronok juga kan M-Race tadi.
Itu baru satu race, itu baru M-Race. Lepas ni kita akan saksikan pro race, lebih menarik, lebih aksi.
Memang exciting jugalah. Tak boleh tunggu-tunggu nak masuk sekali. So let's have a quick look at the pro class drivers standing. So Full Focus Racing have indeed tied up the team's championship. Biko Nasi and Muhammad Ibrahim are first and second right now in the points championship. It looks to me like Miko Nasi, if he keeps the nose of his car clean, he's definitely in the lead in the running of taking home the drivers championship as well. But Ibrahim in second place, his teammate still has a chance of winning the championship if it all goes Muhammad Ibrahim's way. Ilham Hlabi is in third place, very close to Ibrahim as well, so there could be a battle for second place coming up. And Dominic Ang is in fourth place, 53 points, quite a ways behind, but still, you never know what can happen in racing. Iman Danish is in fifth with Samir Aizan in sixth, Saiful Arfin in seventh, Freddie Ang in eighth, Ruben Wong in ninth, and Teguh Ezan in 10th.
Okey, Full Focus Racing ini dua pelumba yang sangat-sangat tidak dapat aku sangkal kemampuan diorang ni. Memang power.
Yeah, itu dia. So now this is the confirmation there. Full Focus Racing has taken home the Pro Class Team Championship. 172 points with Todai Racing's 107 behind them, but there's still battles going up and down the field there. URT Red and Todak Motorsports, there's still a battle going on there, along with Hyperbull Taurus, who could still gain a few places. URT Pink down there just behind them, and just behind URT Pink is Padwat SRCA with 19 points, and Total Revolution also with 19 points, and Outhouse FCR Performance with 11, URT Black with 11, and 1XOX TKKR E-Racing Team A with 10th place, URT Blue with 9, Padwat SRC B with 8, and 1XOX TKKR E-Racing Team in with 4 points. So that bottom half of the field could have some big changes throughout the course of the race. So there's going to be a lot of excitement down in the midfield to see who can get their team up to the top 10.
Banyak artis dekat dalam pro kelas ni.
Yeah, banyak selebriti daripada dunia pemotoran. A lot of exciting drivers from the real world of motorsports, as well as the sim racing world here in the Asia Pacific region. So it's going to be absolutely fascinating to see how those guys get on. Now let's have a look at the championship prizes once more. For the pro class, we're going to have 2,500 ringgit for the first place man in the field. Second place will take home 1,500 bucks, and third place takes home 1,000 ringgit. And in the pro class team championships, it looks like Full Focus Racing will be taking home that sweet 3,000 ringgit check. And of course, there's still a chance in the pro class to win that sportsmanship award for the best display of sportsmanship throughout the season by a driver.
So anda sekarang sedang menyaksikan XOX Esports Challenge 2020 dan inilah dia hadiah-hadiah yang sangat-sangat menarik khas untuk yang menjoin event pada kali ini. Jadi malam ini adalah finale untuk Pro Class.
Yeah. So special thanks goes out to XOX Mobile, 1XOX, XOX eSIM, and Estremo Oil of Italy for providing and distributing the prize money as well. So special thanks goes out to all those guys racing away there, and a special thanks as well to our media partner Galeri Kereta, who have done a fantastic job with the broadcast all throughout the season. And they're one of the biggest leading automotive lifestyle platforms, and they've been a great help throughout the course of making the wonderful series that has been the XOX Esports Challenge. It's been an honor being your commentator throughout the course of these races, and I'm sure for Encik Bob it's definitely been a privilege as well.
Oh, best. Yelah, tapi kau nak buat apa? So bila adanya tawaran event macam ni, aku tak apa memikir panjang. Aku cakap okey lah, aku terimalah jadi komandan Max. Dan kita harap lepas ni akan ada lagi.
Ya, mana tahu mungkin pada suatu hari nanti saya sendiri akan berada di sebelah Encik Bob untuk broadcast yang akan datang.
Tepuk tangan sikit. Macam mana? Oh, sini ni. Tepuk tangan sikit.
Sebelah ni.
Baik.
Tu dia. Dekat lah tu. Nampak macam tangan besar tapi tak ada.
Aku pun dah tiru lah.
Try.
Dapat.
So now we're coming into the 40th minute in practice. There's 10 minutes of practice left to go. It looks like Muhammad Ibrahim, as he always does, is blitzing the field right now. A 1:35.35 seconds, a full 2 seconds faster than the M class there for Muhammad Ibrahim. Miko Nasi is just over the 1:35 mark. He's in the 1:36.005. He'll be trying to work that lap time down before the start of qualifying. Iman Danish, the 15-year-old wonder kid there, one of the fastest drivers in sim racing and also one of the youngest as well. He is up into third place with Saiful Arifin in fourth, Ilham Halabi in fifth, Ruben Wong in sixth, Nakib Aslan, another winner of the Speed Tavern 4 Hours of Bathurst event, if I recall correctly. He's in seventh place with Dominic in eighth, Freddie in ninth, and Michael Hafiz in 10th place. And leave a comment down below if you spot any errors as well. Do let us know in the comment section what you think about the drivers, as well as if you spot any errors or if you want to enter that wonderful challenge.
Okey, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang baru menyaksikan XOX Esports Challenge finale pada malam ini, anda selepas ini bakal menyaksikan perlombaan untuk kategori Pro Class, dan kita minta jasa baik tuan-tuan dan puan-puan supaya dapat share live stream ini, yang mana anda sedang menyaksikan ramai selebriti terkenal dekat Malaysia sedang berlomba sekarang ini. Sekarang ini tengah lah. Selepas ni akan ada sesi qualifying selama 15 minit, dan sekarang ini sesi praktis berbaki kurang dalam 8 minit saja lagi Max.
So there's another 8 or 9 minutes left to go in the practice session there. So it looks like the top 5 are pretty confident in their positions. Zuri Mikonasi right there, who's just as we spoke, as we were speaking, Mikonasi just got into the 135s, 135.998. So he just got through there in the nick of time to be as quick, or in the same league at least, as his teammate Muhammad Ibrahim. They will definitely be battling quite freely throughout the course of the race. The gloves are off for them. They're going to be going at it quite hard to see who is going to be the best driver over the course of this evening. The fog has cleared, the mist has cleared, and now we have a bright sunny day there at Monterey, California, the home of the amazing Laguna Seca circuit. Freddie Young there pushing a bit too hard.
Okey, berbeza dengan sebentar tadi, nampak gayanya kali ni kabus dah agak kurang sikit. Okey, macam ini pun selebriti kat ni. Okey, macam Hafiz daripada Todak Motorsport yang mana dapat kita saksikan di dalam perlombaan pada kali ini. Todak ada pecahan beberapa pasukan. Ada Todak Motorsport, Todak Racing dan juga Todak apa lagi? Todak Asia, yes. Dan juga di sebelah URT juga pun ada pecah-pecahan dia juga. Tetapi yang memang boleh dikirakan interesting juga, Full Focus Racing ni ada pasukan satu saja yang diorang hantar. So mungkin ada
maybe there are benefits to having a big team, and maybe there are benefits to having a small, agile team.
Tapi itulah aku cakap tadi, macam bila kongsi dengan Muhammad Ibrahim, skill diorang di dalam perlombaan sim racing ni tak dapat disangka lagi. Diorang memang laju baik, memang power baik.
Yeah, we've seen so many people there sharing the streams and tagging their friends in the comments down below. Absolutely fantastic work there, guys. But also we have a couple of nice comments there. There's been Melvin thanking all of the drivers for a wonderful battle over the course of that fantastic race there. And of course, Azrael Nasli does pull up a good point there. The Bathurst 12-hour endurance is incoming.
Okey, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, ini dah Samir Aizan sebentar tadi beliau asyik menonton perlombaan Syahrin Nurfuddin. Kali ni kita nak tengok kitanya abang pilot kita berlomba pula. Kali ni Syahrin Nurfuddin pula tengok dia race.
Itu dia. So as we've mentioned earlier, a lot of the pro class race drivers were actually watching the amateur race and commenting on it and sharing their insights. And now the AM class drivers are now in the comment section. So if you do spot your favorite amateur class driver, do leave them a comment down below and you can talk to them directly. It's going to be absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. Chami Azan now in 11th place, but it looks like top 5 is pretty set at the moment with another 6 minutes left in practice. Ibrahim still on top.
Ini dia Akid Basaro, One XOX TKKR Racing Team B di dalam kategori Pro Class, yang mana kali ini berjaya meletakkan masa 1.30.575 saat. Akid Basaro dalam TKKR.
Did you know Akid Basram also a superbike rider in the MSF Superbike Championship? So you can, once we get back to real life racing, you'll be able to spot him out on track, right, racing those big liter bikes around Sepang circuit. So he's got a lot of experience on 2 wheels, now transferring that not only to 4 wheels but into the sim racing world as well. It's going to be very exciting stuff.
Sebab kita tak tahu, macam perlombaan sebenar kita tak tahu sampai bila. Sebab kalau tengok semakin lama semakin meningkat. Terima kasih kepada penaja kita, One XOX, Galeri Kereta, semualah penaja kita yang bersama-sama menjayakan perlombaan seperti ini. Kerana tanpa mereka, tanpa ada impact, perlombaan ini mungkin tidak dapat kami bawakan kepada anda.
Yeah, itu dia. So that's Muhammad Khalif now up on track. He is in 14th position right now for Android King Todak, and he's been another driver that's been a little bit, I wouldn't say inconsistent, but on some tracks, in some conditions, he can be very, very fast indeed. And I have a feeling that even though he's down in 14th place right now, his racecraft is fairly good. We might see a top 10 or maybe even a top 5 result from this driver up here, so it could be very interesting stuff.
Okey, berbaki 4 minit saja lagi sesi praktis untuk Pro Class ini. Satu perlombaan yang sangat-sangat menarik, finale pastinya, yang semua orang nantikan. Semua orang nak tengok artis-artis kita, semua orang nak tengok Maicil, semua orang nak tengok Tuku Izan, semua orang nak tengok Tuku Jan, semua orang nak tengok Muhammad Ibrahim, Niko Nasi, Ilham Halabi dan ramai lagi. Selepas sebentar lagi kita akan saksikan perlombaan sebenar.
Yeah, itu dia. Again, just another recap there. Ibrahim in first, Miko in second, Danish in third, Saiful in fourth, and Ilham in fifth. It's going to be a brilliant battle at the front of the field there, but there's still guys further back that could take it. Ruben Wong could take it, Dominic down in ninth could take it, and quite a few drivers throughout the course of the field that could take home that prize. Azaman up there doing the laps, Jay Chung also doing the laps. Right now, a lot of the drivers won't actually be trying to go for the qualifying or the 1 lap pace. They're trying to go around there and try and sort out their race pace, try and get a race simulation under their belt just to make sure that they are ready for the final round of the XOX Esports Challenge. It's going to be very, very exciting indeed.
Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, kami bawakan yang terhebat, yang terpadu, yang terlaju hanya untuk anda di Pro Class XOX Esports Challenge finale pada malam ini.
And thanks to all the guys that have been tagging their friends and asking them to watch the stream. You guys have been absolute stars. Thanks to all the guys who've been liking and sharing the stream throughout the course of the race. We can't make this happen without you, the viewers. So a very special thank you goes out to all of those guys as well. And thanks to all the drivers who have made this championship truly unforgettable.
Ya. 3 minit lagi sesi praktis akan berakhir. Selepas ini akan ada sesi qualifying selama 15 minit. Wicked low. Salah seorang pelumba One XOX TKKR E-Racing Team A.
Yeah. James also in the comment section down below, you must be feeling absolutely on cloud 9. He says, hi Matthew Palmer. Hi James Russell. Congratulations on that second place position. Must be, I think it is actually the best result you've had all season. We would have loved to have got you up into to interview, but usually we're a bit stuck for time between the amateurs and the pros, but we might have that for the next season. You never know. We're always improving and always trying to make things better. So do leave a comment down below with any suggestions that you guys might have as well in order to improve the racing that you've been watching here in the Adrenaline Impact series. And James Russell there with the reply, enjoyed that, yeah, obviously.
Max, nak tanya Max, yang ni James Russell dia boleh cakap Melayu tak sikit-sikit? Dia macam orang ke tak?
Tu hang kena tanya dia lah.
tapi Matthew Palmer memang jarang-jarang lah ada Mak Saleh yang fasih cakap orang putih.
Padahal orang Kopeng je.
So tuan-tuan, Matthew Palmer, komentator kita sebenarnya juga seorang pelumba sim racer di dalam perlumbaan ini, tapi disebabkan dia ni komentator, kita tak bagilah dia race, so dia kena dudukkan aku pula kat sebelah ni. Kalau tidak, siapa pula yang nak jadi komentator, betul?
Tak adalah. But very, 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 very honoured to be the commentator for the XOX Esports Challenge. It's been an amazing experience. All the highs and all the lows that we've experienced together. It's been an honour, and hopefully we'll be able to do it again very, very soon.
Hey, James Russell komen, bolehlah Cik Bob dah tinggal sini lama. Boleh cakap Melayu.
Itulah. Hey, orang putih zaman sekarang kita dah boleh bilingual.
Okay, praktis habis. Kabus dah hilang. Nampak gaya kita bakal menyaksikan satu view yang sangat cantik, berbeza dengan amateur class sebentar tadi.
Yeah, so now we can actually see the track. The fog has burnt out and the mist has cleared completely. So now it's time to head out onto track. Right now, Kavinder Singh is raring to go. He was right at the front of the queue there. He'll be the first person to do a warm-up lap and the first person, therefore, to do a qualifying lap as well. So we're going to go on board, this time through the exit of the pits here at Laguna Seca. Very, very tricky exit to the pits here. It's a very tight downhill left-hander, and it's very easy to get the car offline through there. And you have to go through between those two blue cones in order for it to be a safe release onto track. Now coming through the second corner here, we're going to see how Kilvinder warms the tyres up. There's not a lot of weaving because these cars really don't need to be weaving around all over the place to try and get the temperatures up. It's just good braking, accelerating and being smooth with putting force into the tyres to try and warm them up. As you can see there, Kilvinder, always a very smooth driver. Ooh, just a little bit too wide there, perhaps. Not quite ready for the car. The car's tyres not quite warmed up yet, but now the first challenge, the biggest challenge throughout the course of this championship must be these set of corners here. Now Foster's turn at Open Park was quite difficult. The flyover section, the entire turn 3 and turn 4 and turn 5 at Oran Park, that was quite difficult as well. And the Schumacher S at Nürburgring was quite the challenge, but the combination of the corkscrew and Gardner turns, well, that's just something else.
Sudah Cavendish Singh, aku ada tengok Facebook dia, KSS Gaming. So korang boleh pergi ke Facebook page, boleh tengok KSS Gaming, Cavendish Singh.
Absolutely, and a lot of the drivers, actually quite a fair few of the drivers actually stream their races live on Facebook, on Twitch and on YouTube as well. So once you're done watching the nice fancy stream we have here, you can also go and check out the streams of the individual drivers later on. It's a fantastic view into how these drivers tackle the daunting task of racing for 25 minutes in close company with a whole other field of Mazda MX-5s. You really do get a sense, a feeling of what's going through the racer's mind throughout the course of the event. So very, very interesting stuff indeed. Nabil Fazila says, "Hai, saya nak menang Simagic."
Saya pun nak menang juga.
Jom enter.
Tapi untunglah dia orang viewers ada peluang untuk memenangi hadiah daripada peraja. Kita tak boleh lah.
Itulah, kita terpaksa duduk sini tengok race. Mungkin kita minta lah nanti.
Macam racer tiap minggu Jai tiap minggu menang kot.
Itu dia. So thanks for those. So have this Zul Hafidis. And Tungwe Xiao for those likes, and all the drivers and all the spectators who've been liking, commenting, and subscribing. Thank you very much for all of that. Muhammad Azri pula, dia yang pertama yang minta phone Oppo.
Saya nak phone Oppo, saya pun nak.
Memang phone laju tu, main PUBG tu memang clear.
Iya. So macam penaja kita menawarkan telefon setiap minggu, tapi malam ni lebih bangsawan lah. Dia bukan bagi phone saja, dan tambah lagi dia bagi SIM rig tu sekali. Steering tu mahal baik.
Afiq Fadlan, Afa Max sensor betul malam ni, ya ke?
Cik Bob nampak dah kurus. Aduh.
Dah haru.
Fokus.
Terima kasih.
Dia saja je nak mengganggu konsentrasi kita. Kita pun driver tak, kita tak ada hilang fokus. Kita fokus, Max.
Ya. Dan lagi satu komen yang ni yang paling bangsawan sekali. Faiz Zakaria, saya nak lepak minum dekat kedai mamak.
Faiz, aku dah lama tak jumpa dia, baik. Faiz Zakaria, thank you. Dia banyak ambil gambar kami dulu.
Yalah, harap-harap nanti kalau satu hari nanti kita boleh kumpulkan semua sim racer ni dekat kedai mamak. That'd be fantastic if we were able to meet up again. We have, I think at the end of season 2, we did actually have the opportunity to bring a good proportion of all the drivers over for a meet and greet session and a sort of an awards ceremony. It was a little bit disjointed, but in the end we all had a lot of fun and we all had a lot of laughter and discussion throughout the course of that meetup.
Kalau tak silap saya selepas PKP first kan? Yang mana tak ada PKP masa PKP lah, boleh duduk makan lagi kan?
PKPB kalau tak silap. PKPB.
Jangan salah sangka sebab kita masa tu dibenarkan masa tu.
Dibenarkan. So right now we're not allowed to have any physical contact, so unfortunately we're not able to do that once more, but who knows, maybe one day once the restrictions are lifted we will be able to go ahead with that. Casey,
Tengku Isyad, saya ada pengumuman. Apa tu?
Apa tu?
Ni Tengku Isyad, mana pengumuman ni? Saya lah pemenang steering tu. Kita hilang fokus. Kita kembali kereta sekarang ni, Max.
Yes. So in the qualifying session right now, 6 minutes have passed in the 50-minute qualifying session. 9 minutes to go. Muhammad Ibrahim is on the provisional pole position there. He's the first man in the 135s in qualifying. 135.775. Miko Dasi is in second place with 136.061. Again, just over that 135 mark. He'll try and get that better. Saiful Arifin there is in third with 136.6. Iman Danish in fourth with 136.9. Fairly similar to what it was in the previous sessions there. Naqib Aslan in fifth with a 136. 136.9 as well. 982 plays 934 in the battle between Danish and Naqib. Freddie Young there in 6th place with Michael Hafiz in 7th, Afif aka Taichi Yagami in 8th place, and Aslan in 9th with Ruben Wong in 10th place.
Ada berbaki lebih kurang dalam 8 minit saja lagi. Sesi qualifying masih lagi berlangsung sekarang ini. Dan untuk makluman tuan-tuan dan perempuan, sesi qualifying ini sangat-sangat penting kerana ini akan menentukan kedudukan starting grid mereka sebentar lagi. Macam biasa, Ibrahim dan juga Mikunasi kekal menjadi pemegang catatan masa terpantas buat setakat ni lah.
Ya, nampaknya macam Ibrahim ni memang ada keatasan dengan track-track yang mungkin ada lebih kepada segi teknikal lah. Seleko-seleko yang slow, yang susah sikit nak masuk corner, nak keluar cantik. So it looks really like Ibrahim has that upper hand at the technical tracks, where entry into the corners and good exit speed are key to a good time there. Miko Nasi, though, he's still finding a few nice fast-flowing corners where he could really push that MX-5's chassis as hard as possible. He's now out there on track trying to improve his lap time. Again, just as before, we've seen quite a few of the drivers not able to improve on their early lap times as they're going out throughout the course of the qualifying session. So it really does look like as the track heats up, as more rubber is being taken off the wheel, as more rubber is being taken off the wheel, of the wheels and off the tires, it does look like the cars are slowing down ever so slightly.
Berbeza dengan M Class tadi lah, sebab Pro Class ni kelebihannya driver boleh tune kereta masing-masing. Modifikasi dibenarkan.
Ya, so dia boleh tunekan kereta daripada segi camber, caster, toe, as well as anti-roll bars and fuel levels. So there's a lot of suspension and chassis adjustments that you can do on the MX-5 that can really make a big difference. So that's the difference in terms of machinery between the pro class and the amateur class. That's the reason why they managed to get such good, fast, consistent times out there.
Okey, ada satu komen ni menarik perhatian aku daripada saudara Azrael Nazri alias. Saya minta XOX sponsor lagi season yang kedua. Yang pro bawa lah TCR, amateur bawa lah multi-class racing 1 jam. Macam mana tu, Max?
So, Azrael Nazri dapat real world racer sapu habis Liga Amateur. Kita tunggu pula di pro. So, there's a big battle between the sim racers and the pro real world racers as well. So, it'll be interesting to see who comes up on top. On the pro corner, we have Miko Nasi and Muhammad Ibrahim, who've been racing for quite some time there. And in the sim racing class of drivers, Ilham Rabi and Saiful Arifin are also in it to try and win it. But of course, Miko Nasi has had a long history in sim racing. He's been sim racing since the days of Grand Prix Legends, so it's really going to be a case of seeing how that plays out for him.
Okay, viewers, anda untuk makluman tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, sebenarnya di dalam perlumbaan yang kami bawakan secara maya ni kepada tuan-tuan, bukan sahaja pelumba sebenar. Sebenarnya mereka ni ada pelumba go-kart, ada gamers, ada apa lagi, Max? Bukannya semata-mata pro racer saja. So background diorang ni berbeza-beza sebenarnya.
Ya, betul. So memang ada pro racer, ada amateur racer yang berlumba di sirkuit, ada touring car racer macam Syarul Nurfuddin, macam Hafiz, dan juga ada young up and comers macam Iman Danish dan Muhammad Ibrahim. So banyak boleh dikira daripada banyak dunia lah yang bermasuk dalam perlumbaan ni, from many worlds.
Iman Danish tu kalau tak silap aku paling muda di dalam perlumbaan kita. Berapa umur
Dalam 15 tahun kalau tak silap.
Ya. So di dalam perlumbaan ni sebenarnya background yang berbeza-beza tu tak ada masalah sebenarnya. So macam abang tadi kata, yang tadi didominasi perlumbaan didominasi oleh pelumba sebenar ya. So nak tengok dekat pro class pula.
Ya, itu dia. So Ibrahim is now in first, still Miko in second. But further down the field we have Dominic. Now Dominic Ang is not going as quickly as we normally see him. He's usually a threat for the podium positions. In fact, he quite famously got that podium position in the first round of the season. Boleh dikirakan betul-betul master kutip saya juga, Dominic Ang. But in all seriousness, he's usually a lot quicker than that, but we'll see how the rest of the qualifying goes up. He does improve his position, but only to 15th place. Miko Nasi, unable to improve his position, he goes up into second, and the rest of the drivers, it looks like all the drivers are in the pits right now. which means they're pretty much happy with the lap times at the moment.
Nur race speed ngeri juga tengok abang Jai Bluebird over track tadi berdebur. Alhamdulillah selamat. Relax, chill.
So now going around the track there, we're looking at a replay of Muhammad Ibrahim as he goes around the first corner, the first real corner of the track. That is the Andretti hairpin, now going through the fast right-hander here and coming underneath the bridge, the tyre bridge, before going into this another fast left-hander. It's very, very high speed through this, a good majority of this track. A lot of people don't realize how fast racing around here is. I mean, they are able to...
Woi, ini macam itu hari ya, sama je.
There might have been a bit of a problem there, or he could just have misstepped the mark ever so slightly there, or he's just finding a shortcut to the pits. One of the three.
Ini match kedua, ingat tak? Last round pun macam tu juga. Dia hentam wall tu. Ini kali kedua dia buat.
Agak pelik juga ya.
Adakah disengajakan? Kena ingat, sekiranya kenderaan itu mengalami masalah, kemungkinan besar efeknya akan dibawa semasa perlumbaan tadi, betul tak?
Ya, nasib baik dalam kali ini kita ada juga clean break di dalam qualifying dengan race. So mungkin dia orang terperasan benda tu, so dia akan dapat fresh car untuk perlumbaan nanti.
So tadi tu damage tadi tak kira lah
untuk malam ni lah. So I'm pretty sure he's just decided to park it in the barriers as a more entertaining way of getting himself back into the pits.
So malam ni sangat-sangat mendebarkan kerana ini merupakan finale pada final perlumbaan terakhir pada malam ini sesi Pro Class.
Ya, itu dia. So Afiq Fadlan pun cakap, Luqman Abdul Rahman Nurul Hana minta izin tag Encik Abang nak kasih dia menang set simulator.
Itu kena dekat bro yang seorang begitu, dekat pelajar kita.
Tengok nanti. Tengok nanti semua orang tag balik sampai balik dekat Boss Bobby juga.
Ni Matish, pelumba kita yang paling muda di dalam liga ini. Tapi pasukan Torak Motorsport
Yeah. You could definitely see he's matured quite a lot over the course of the season. Very, very quick driver indeed, and you could really see that this is a driver that could go very far in sim racing, and perhaps might even have a chance at racing in the real world with that sort of pace. Now we're going to go over to the grid. This is going to be very, very exciting stuff indeed. Muhammad Ibrahim is on pole position with Biko Nasi in second place. Ilham Hlabi is in third on the grid right now. Saiful Arifin in fourth place. Iman Danish there in fifth. Nakib Aslan in sixth. That's going to be a good, interesting battle between the two of them. Freddie Yang and Shami Aizan will also probably provide quite good racing. But the focus is going to be definitely at the top between the two Toda racing drivers and the two full focus racing drivers. Will we see the team-on-team battle that we've seen over the course of the previous few rounds? Let's find out very shortly.
Macam biasa dapat kita saksikan, kalau kita tengokkan nama-nama kat sini, nampak gayanya akan ada strategi berpasukan tu ada. Sama macam kebanyakan perlumbaan sebelum ini.
Yeah, itu dia. 27 drivers set to take to the start there. So we're waiting for a few of the drivers to come on board. We're waiting for Akid and for a couple of the guys at the back of the field to begin their race. Just enough time to take a sip, hopefully.
Okay, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, 1 minit lebih lagi selepas ini perlumbaan anda akan bakal menyaksikan perlumbaan yang terhebat, yang terpadu, yang terlaju kami bawakan khas untuk anda di finale XOX Esports Challenge finale Pro Class.
So right now the 5 red lights will go on. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, long pause, and away it goes. And the 2 full focus racing cars have a massive start. The 3rd place man, it looks like Ilham Harabi has dropped down into 6th place. A couple of guys have had a slightly slower start at the back again. These cars very hard to start. It is a slightly uphill grid as well, so that's probably compounding things even more. This car's going 2 wide, 3 wide through the first bend there, through the Andretti hairpin. It looks like all the cars have managed to get through just fine there, with cars going side by side, going into the third corner. They're just about slipping into the inside, and now the cars are on their way. Yet another clean start from the Pro Class category. Absolutely fantastic news indeed. But it looks like Miko Nasi has managed to get in front of Ibrahim, and the battle is on for pride and for glory up ahead. Iman Danish is up into third, Nakib is in fourth. It looks like Saiful and Ilham did not have best of starts as we thunder through the VP bridge and head up towards the fantastic corkscrew turn up the Rahal Straight. And as you can see, the car is beginning to fall into line there. Let's ride on board with Ilham Hlabi as he goes over the top. 3-story drop in less than 200 meters. Bang! Absolutely fantastic stuff going through the bend there. A couple of wild guys through the road there. But it looks like Miko Nasi and Muhammad Ibrahim is going to be the battle to watch. But do keep your eye up on the young teenager there. Iman Danish in third place. Definitely in with a chance at the front.
Aku boleh katakan ini satu lap yang pertama, lompatnya sangat-sangat hebat di finale pada kali ini. Dapat kita saksikan daripada awal sampai habis, tak ada lagi insiden, dan nampaknya Pro Class betul-betul membuktikan mereka memang selayaknya berada di dalam kelas ini. Dan yang menariknya, aku kali ini pelik sebab tiba-tiba Miko Nasi berada di hadapan. Biasanya Muhammad Ibrahim akan berada di hadapan. Untuk round yang terakhir pada malam ini, finale pada malam ini, nampaknya Miko Nasi memintas Muhammad Ibrahim yang berjaya berada di hadapannya.
Ya, nampaknya Miko Nasi tu memang dia ada pengalaman lebih sikit di dalam start. Ada kereta yang dah spin. That's Akid Basarom. Akid Basarom's gone into a spin there. Let's have a look. Is coming out of the Andretti hairpin there, and it looks like it's either a tap from the back or he got on the throttle too quickly. We're not too sure what happened there to car 666, but we're sure that he'll have to really now push hard in order to climb back through the field. But if one man can do it, it's Akid Basarom. Meanwhile, Ilham Hlabi is in 6th place, chasing after his teammate Saiful Arifin, and they've got two more cars up ahead there. The URT blue car of Nakib, as well as Iman Danish in the Toda Racing cars. Sorry, I do apologize, Toda Motorsports cars, but the two drivers, Ilham Hlabi and Saiful Arifin, they still can see the leaders up ahead, so it's not too far away. They're not too far apart from each other. It's about 5 seconds to cover the top 5 positions at the moment there, but Miko and Ibrahim still very close to each other. This could be a very nice battle to cap off a wonderful season. But again, Iman Danish still there and Nakib Azlan still there as well.
Aku berani cakap lah, Iman Danish dia punya masa depan dia sangat-sangat cerah lah dalam dunia sim racing, dan mungkin akan datang di dalam dunia perlombaan sebenar, sebab dia ada akses dan juga dia punya surrounding dia memang terlibat dengan dunia perlombaan sebenarnya. Dan dapat kita saksikan dia boleh berada dekat belakang Muhammad Ibrahim dan juga Miko Nasi. Power baik, Iman Danish power. Okey, sementara itu kita bersama Kimi Samai Aizan daripada Hyperboost Taurus.
Yes, and he's now trying to catch up with Ilham and Saiful. It looks like this could be a fantastic battle in the midfield, the upper midfield, if you will. Most of the drivers still within touching distance of each other, and the guys who are not in the danger, in the battle zones, are only out of it by a couple of tenths of seconds. So the field's still very, very tight. As you can see in the mini-map on the right-hand side of the screen, all the gaps are still fairly close to each other there. Shami Aizan, however, he is beginning to pull away ever so slightly from Ruben Wong, and he's beginning to catch up the cars up ahead. So it'll be interesting to see what Kimi can do. Another real-life racer taking the challenge of sim racing.
Dia ada Pirana. Ada lagi ke tak? Shami Aizan.
Coming into this downhill there, the corkscrew. Looks like there were quite a bit of jostling for position there going through the corkscrew chicane there, and now through Gardner Turn. Very, very tricky stuff indeed. Ayman Zubair is now into 19th place, and he can see a whole bunch of cars up ahead. Will he be able to catch up with any of these drivers? There's quite a few drivers behind him that's also trying to look for a way past. That's Jae Chong and Nazmi right behind him. Let's see if they are able to take the challenge to head up towards the front of the field.
Ayman Zubair. Okey, Kevin Singh daripada KSS Gaming sebentar tadi berada di kedudukan ke-17 sekarang ini. Cuba mengejar Pang, perebutan tempat ke-15 di antara Afif, Kevin Singh dan juga Pang.
Yeah, dan boleh nampakkan Kelvin still battling with Afif and Pang there, and it looks like Kelvin he's still on the track there. They're still side by side going underneath the Firestone Tire Bridge, and it looks like that Tedco car of Chofun Pang has just about managed to get himself ahead of Kelvin Singh. Another two drivers that were featured in the 4 hours of Bathurst, the Speed Tavern 4 hours of Bathurst event. Unfortunate luck there for Kelvin Singh. He had a few problems in his Honda GT3 car, but now he's in the Mazda MX-5 and going well, albeit down the leaderboard. He is definitely going to be putting his foot down hard to try and catch back up there. And the first person he's going to have to battle with is Chofun Pang.
Power baik, bumper-to-bumper rapat je kadang kita dapat saksikan kedudukan para pembuka sekarang ni saling tidak putus, berada di dalam satu line satu lagi. Ini membuktikan mereka ni memang selayaknya berada di dalam kelas amatur, di dalam kelas pro. Maafkan saya.
Yeah, so right now it looks like Ibrahim's getting closer and closer and closer to Miko Nasi. They're going to go over the crest there. Let's see if Ibrahim's going to try and go for an overtaking maneuver on his teammate. He tries to go around the inside. He sells the dummy to Miko and goes into the inside. He tries to go around the outside. I apologize. Then he goes around the inside and Ibrahim goes into the lead. Miko Nasi is now in second place. That was a fantastic overtaking maneuver there from Ibrahim. So he feints left to try and get Miko to defend the outside. He feints right to try and get Miko to defend on the outside there, and then dives into the left to take that position. So now we have a change of position in the lead, but this is going to go on, I am sure. Meanwhile, Ilham Halabi and Saiful Arifin are also battling with each other further down the field in 5th and 6th place, really throwing that car through that left-hander. It's a very high-speed corner there. It's banked to help the cars turn around the corner there. It's to help the bikes turn around the corner. More so than the cars, but it's definitely helping the cars out quite a bit there. Ooh, Ilham all on the gravel, but he just about manages to keep that car in a straight line out there and still within touching distance of Saiful Arifin. It's an absolutely fantastic lap from these two drivers, and I'm sure this battle is going to go on for quite some time. They're going to go side by side through Gardner. Let's see if they can keep that position. No, it looks like Ilham's still in 6th and Saiful is in 5th place.
Umar Abdul Aziz, no torpedo tu dia. Itulah, aku pun tengok kali ni nampak gayanya cantik je. Kita dah masuk ke lap yang 5. Nampak gayanya progress kali ni cantik. Perjalanannya memang agak lancar. Setakat ni lah.
Mungkin kita nampak dengan beberapa insiden-insiden yang terlepas, mungkin diorang dah belajar, diorang dah adapt, and they have overcome, and so they've definitely been racing cleaner and cleaner and cleaner as the season goes on, but it's still very, very exciting indeed. That's Jaswin and Faiz Aslan right ahead of Jay Chong. They're going to go really side by side, going through the left-hander here, and it looks like the URT car of Jaswin is going to go around the outside of Faiz Aslan, but Faiz manages to get that stick, but look at that. That is Jay Chong. He's gone into the lead as well, going into the next corner. That's a double overtake between the Andretti hairpin and that right-hander. What a move there from Jay Chong. He just timed that to perfection. While the other two drivers were battling and slowing up, Jay Chong just managed to pick his way through and use the fastest racing line possible to get himself up into 17th place. What a well-judged move there by Jay Chong. Beautiful stuff.
Memang power, padu. Ini URT Blue. Okey, yang tadi pergerakan di antara Miko Nasi dan juga Ibrahim, kau rasa memang sengaja Miko bagi laluan kepada Muhammad Ibrahim ke macam mana? Pandangan awak, Max, tadi?
Well, untuk malam ni saya rasanya pressure dah kurang. Kalau Miko berada di tempat yang kedua, dia tetap akan jadi champion. So mungkin pada malam ni dia memang akan battle, tetapi still keep it safe. So it looks like there's no team orders for this evening.
Gerakan tadi aku nampak macam dia sengaja beri peluang kepada Ibrahim memintas beliau, sebab ialah dia orang sekarang ni berada di dalam kedudukan yang selesa, point pun yang teratas. So malam ni aku rasa dia orang enjoy the race lah, aku rasa.
Itu dia. So with a nice relaxed position up at the front in terms of the point standings, Ibrahim and Miko are definitely going to do their best to keep they'll keep it interesting between each other. They'll be battling with each other quite a bit, I'm sure, just to put on a race for you guys at home. For these guys are absolutely fantastic to watch. Meanwhile, Muhammad Afif, aka Taichi Yagami, he's dropped a couple of places there, but he's now gaining them back at quite a rate. That's wicket low up ahead, one of his teammates there, and they're both chasing after our very own Michael Hafiz up ahead there in 11th place. So it'll be interesting to see how this battle plays out. But Michael definitely getting some speed into the car there, but with the two XOX TKKR racing team cars right behind him, it's going to be very difficult for him to try and keep the focus. The trick now for Michael Hafiz is to keep his eyes looking ahead and trying to push that MX-5 as fast as it will go. It's only a 25-minute race, but he still has to keep that concentration out for every single second of those 25 minutes.
Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, anda sedang menyaksikan perlumbaan yang terhebat kami bawakan di dalam kelas Pro XOX Esports Challenge finale pada malam ini. Ini merupakan perlumbaan yang terakhir untuk anda. Kita telah bersiaran setiap hari Ahad 6 pusingan, dan hari ini adalah perlumbaan yang terakhir yang kami bawakan kepada anda. Kimi, Hyperbosaurus.
Yes. So Shami Aizan is now right behind Saiful Arif and Kimi, looking for a chance to try and get past Saiful. Is going to be big for Shami Aizan, who's been training quite hard there. Ooh, it looks like Saiful's gone a little bit wide there, so Sami is going to try and go through the inside there, but it looks like Saiful Arif managed to recover the car beautifully, going through the Andretti hairpin. Now underneath the Firestone Bridge, it looks like Shami Aizan is going to have quite a few opportunities to come to try and overtake Saiful Arifin, but this is just goes to show there's battles going on all the way throughout the course of the race. Absolutely spectacular stuff here. A bit line astern in some places there, we grant you, but some fantastic battles nevertheless. Jay Chong there still in the lead. Ahmad Zubair managing to get past Jeswin and Faiz in the preceding minutes there, so he's gone up the position there, but it looks like Jeswin Jali is still trying his hardest to get past Nazbi Ayman there as well. So Ayman Zubair and Jeswin Jali still battling for position, with Nazmi Mazli hanging on in 19th place. Let's see how this battle unfolds, going over the crest and into the corkscrew section.
Puas hati baik, aku boleh katakan ini antara perlombaan yang sangat-sangat berkualiti pada malam ni. Dah masuk minit pusingan ke-8. Ha, Macil the house.
Oh no, it looks like Michael Afiz is out of the race. It looks like there might have been a technical issue there with Michael Hafiz. We tried to get a picture from his car there, but it looks like he may have either disconnected or have had an off or perhaps an electronic issue there, which means that he is out of the race there. Our first retirement of the evening is Michael Hafiz. He wouldn't be too pleased with that, but it's a very unlucky incident.
Dah terbabas ke apa, mungkin ada masalah koneksi kot. Aduh, rugi bye.
Itu yang paling frust lah. Oh, looks like Ahmed Zubair's gone wide there, and that's going to put Jeswin Jali up on the inside. They're going to go side by side. It's going to be very difficult for Jeswin to try and go around the outside, but he looks like he's managed to make it work, and Jeswin Jali moves up into 16th place, with Ayman in 17th and Nazbi watching brief in 18th place. Cantik juga.
Ya. Okey, lap yang ke-9 ini bermakna ada banyak lagi. Banyak lagi pusingan yang akan kita saksikan sebentar lagi.
Yes. With 11 laps to go, it looks like the top 10 is shaping up to be quite the standing there. Mohamed Ibrahim is still in first place, but Miko Nasi is still under a second behind in second place. Iman Danish is 4.3 seconds behind the leading duo in third, with Nakib Aslan right behind him. Ilham Halabi is a further 3.3 seconds behind in 5th place, with Saiful and Shamir in 6th and 7th places, still very close to each other there. Freddie is in 8th position there, 5 seconds behind, followed by Ruben Wong and Dominic Ang, your 10th place man.
Dan kini perebutan tempat keempat di antara Nakib, Ilham dan juga Saiful, yang mana Ilham Halabi daripada pasukan Torak Racing sekarang ni berada di kedudukan yang kelima, cuba mengejar Nakib yang berada di hadapan beliau sekarang ini.
Yeah, and Saiful Arifin and Sami Aizan still definitely got their foot flat to the floor. They're trying to catch up with Saiful Arifin right now. Let's go on board with Sami Aizan. Let's see how these guys tackle the back half of the circuit here. So you can see there, it's really pushing the cars hard there, using as much of the curb as possible, maybe even dipping the wheel onto the dirt there. But it's a high-risk strategy when you do that, because if you get the car too far off into the dirt, you can send the car off into the barriers. That's the real key with the Laguna Seca Raceway, WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, one of the trickiest tracks to get right there. And you can see there, Shami Aizan's gone off the track there and just about managing to keep the car in a straight line. That is fantastic car control from Shami Aizan to keep the car in a straight line. Wow, that was almost an accident.
Berjaya menyelamatkan kereta, bukan senang nak mengawal kereta selepas terbabas di atas pasir seperti tadi. Satu gerakan hebat daripada Shami Aizan.
Ya. Yeah. Cuba bayangkan dalam atas kalau atas rumput pun dah susah, nak kawalkan kereta dekat atas pasir lah, faham? Lagi bertambah tu. Right now,
okay,
Freddy.
Kita bersama dengan Freddy daripada URT Pink.
Ya, boleh kita nampakkan memang ikonik juga livery ni ya.
Oh, my chill. Chill DC. DC tu apa? Disconnect lah kan?
Disconnect, ya. Yeah.
Aduh, rugi. Yeah. Okey, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, nampak gayanya seorang pelumba kita, Michael Hafiz tadi terpaksa terkeluar daripada perlumbaan akibat diskoneksi.
Alamak.
Kita cuba lagi, Cil. Itulah. Dia tak ada terbabas mana-mana, tapi masalah disconnect. Apa kita cuba lagi?
Yeah. So that was it. We got a report from the driver himself that Michael Hafiz had a disconnection issue, which meant he is out of the race due to a disconnect. So commiserations to Michael Hafiz. Hopefully he'll have better luck in his future endeavors. It's a very hard way to get out of the season finale. I'm sure he would have wanted to drive right up to the end of the season there, but sometimes, just like in real life motorsports, there's always that one problem that can take you out of contention. No matter how well you prepare, we still have DNFs. It's just like if you have an ignition failure in the car, it's absolutely gutting. Safar Effin, meanwhile, he's still in 6th place. He's still, he had given up the place to Ilham Halabi, but I'm not too sure if that was an overtaking maneuver or if they've decided to swap positions so that Ilham can try and catch Nakib in 4th.
Safar Effin ni bukan calang-calang pemandu, mewakili Todak Racing, kini berada di kedudukan yang ke-6, cuba mengejar Ilham Halabi yang berada di hadapan beliau.
Okay, kita boleh kirakan yang top 10 di dalam kategori pro ni boleh dikirakan semua memang mahir lah, memang top of the line.
Okey, menariknya Zul Hafiz Yahya di sini kalau dalam race macam engine blow lah terus agaknya. Betul juga tu. Betul.
So itu dia. Nakib Azlan is now chasing after Iman Danish. Iman Danish quite comfortably out in 3rd position there for quite a long time in the race. 18 minutes have passed in this 25-minute race. We are beginning to run down into the final few minutes of the race. It looks like once again we might be looking at a 16 or maybe even a 17 lap race depending on where the leader comes around during that final minute. But Nakib Azlan is in 4th and he's beginning to catch up with Iman Danish. The gap is just over a second there, but it's going down. As you can see on the timing tower on the left-hand side of your screen there, it's beginning to go down bit by bit. Nakib Azlan beginning to chip away at 3rd place man Iman Danish. This could be setting up for a very nice battle at the final few laps of the race. Bikodasi, meanwhile, he still hasn't lost touch with Ibrahim right now, so they're pushing very hard to try. Bikodasi is pushing very hard to try and make sure he is within touching distance of Muhammad Ibrahim, keeping himself up into a relatively high position there. Should anything go wrong with Ibrahim, Miko is going to be able to take over. It's almost like the Ferrari Formula 1 team back in the late 90s and early 2000s, the dream team working together to try and dominate this race.
Ya, mereka memang sangat-sangat mendominasi perlombaan pada kali ini. Sangat-sangat selesa. Muhammad Ibrahim tanpa diganggu, manakala Miko Nasi hanya cuba mengawal kedudukan kedua saja. Sebab nampak gayanya tiada lagi mana-mana para pelumba yang berada hampir di belakang beliau.
Yeah, itu dia. So Ibrahim first, Miko second. Iman Danish still in 3rd. Nakib looks like he's lost a bit of time there, but now they're going to get into traffic. It looks like Mike has managed to get back out on track there, so he's managed to reconnect, and he's going to try, and we know him quite well, he's going to try and finish the final race of the season come what may. So he's managed to reconnect, get back on board, and get up racing. Ibrahim is making a few mistakes there, perhaps a little bit distracted by the fact that he's going to have to now start lapping cars. And this is going to be very difficult for the drivers to try and get through cleanly. And it's critical in order for success around here.
Okay, komen daripada Green Esports. Macam minyak habis lah bang. Kalau isi balik boleh lah start race balik. Itu yang berlaku pada Macil sebentar tadi. Dia dah disconnect dan kini dia berjaya masuk balik ke dalam talian.
Yeah, itu dia. And it looks like Ibrahim's going to go around the inside there to put Michael Hafiz a lap down, and Miko Nasi is going to do the same as well. Of course, Michael Hafiz a lap down. The first of the drivers to be lapped in the course of the race, but he won't be the last, that's for sure.
Ya, dan untuk perlumbaan macam ini, nampak gayanya Michael kena memberi laluan kepada pelumba yang berada di hadapan, di belakang beliau untuk memintas. Dan kini Michael berada di kedudukan belakang sekali disebabkan talian beliau terputus sebentar tadi. Okey, berikan tumpuan kepada Muhammad Ibrahim sekarang ni, seorang pelumba muda yang sangat berpotensi untuk pergi lebih jauh, bergandingan bersama Miko Nasi, juga pelumba yang sangat-sangat power, sangat-sangat laju di dalam satu pasukan, iaitu Full Focus Racing.
Yeah, itu dia. So Ibrahim now has caught, Miko Nasi has caught up with Ibrahim quite a bit. They were 0.9 seconds apart. Now they're 0.4 seconds apart. And this could just put Miko into that slipstream zone. So could this be another bit of nice battling between the teammates here, coming towards the end of the race there? Of course, with the slipstream, Miko now has a much easier time trying to catch up with his teammate. Now, the interesting question is, will they battle it out through the last few minutes of the race, or will they hold position and cruise to a deserved 1-2?
Dia dalam minit-minit kritikal macam ni, cuba kau jangan tersasar saja, itu je. Okey, kita bersama dengan Azlan Manap kali ini, berada di kedudukan ke-13 sekarang ni, cuba mengejar Tachi Gami Afif yang berada di kedudukan ke-12 sekarang ini.
And it looks like Aslan's trying to go around the inside, coming up into the corkscrew turn. These drivers are trying as hard as they can to get past. Don't you worry about it. But you can see there's some quite wise heads on shoulders now in the latter part of the season there. Aslan Manap deciding that discretion was a better part of the valor, and he's still in the battle nevertheless. So it's Freddie Ang right ahead there, Wicket Low, Taichi Yagami and Aslan all in a line, battling out for the final spot in the top 10 there. Just about managing to keep the brakes under check there. Now these four drivers are going to slipstream their way up the hill and down the other side, up the hill and down Dale, if you will. Now coming down into the braking zone for the Andretti hairpin. Let's see if anybody's going to make a move going into the inside. It looks like Aslan Manap looks like he's going to go for it, but he decides to hold back. This could be a battle that'll go all the way to the checkered flag.
Di antara Afif Aslan dan Kejong, Azlan Manap di kedudukan yang ke-13 sekarang ini, diapit oleh beberapa kereta. Ini dia.
Yeah, so again, the cars are close enough that they could perhaps begin to battle with each other once more. Aslan tried to go up there, but it looks like Azlan Manap is faster through the back half of the track and through the corkscrew, on the run-up to the corkscrew, whereas Taichi and Wicket are faster the front half of the track, including the main straight and the Andretti hairpin.
Kita menyaksikan pro race di XOX Esports Challenge finale pada malam ini. Sebentar lagi kita akan menyaksikan lap yang terakhir dan kita nak tengok siapakah, dan aku rasa korang dah jangkakan siapa yang menang perlumbaan pada malam ini.
So this is lap 16. It looks like they might not have enough time to go around for another lap, so this could potentially be the final lap of the race. Iman Danish still in third place. He's managed to pull out a 2.4 second gap on Nakib Aslan. Looks like Nakib may have made perhaps a slight mistake, or Iman Danish may have found a place where he could really pull out a big gap there.
Okey, nampaknya Iman harus fokus, jangan terbabas, jangan buat kesilapan supaya dapat kekal di kedudukan ketiga sekarang ini. Iman Danish.
Itu dia. And this battle is still going on quite a bit there. Freddie is still in 10th place. Wicket is in 11th. Taichi is in 10th. Muhammad Afif, aka Taichi Yagami. Very, very well known Gran Turismo Sport competitor as well. So it'd be interesting to see. Perhaps, maybe, just maybe, we might do a few more different sims during the course of the off season, and we might do Gran Turismo Sport. Leave a comment down below and see if you want to do that, because it's quite a fun thing. Ooh, Jay Chung there. Unfortunately, he got into an altercation there, and it looks like cars going all over every single direction, but straight there. And unfortunately, that looks like he has lost quite a few places there. But now, the winners, Muhammad Ibrahim and Miko Nasi, going to drag race towards the line there. It looks like Ibrahim's going to take home the final win here at the season finale of the championship. Ibrahim in first, Miko Nasi in second, and Iman Danish in third. Your podium position for round 6, the season finale of the XOX Esports Challenge. What a race it's been, what a season it's been, and what a championship win it has been for Full Focus Racing. And by my calculation,
yang sangat menarik malam ni, Max. Sangat-sangat menarik.
Let's have a quick replay at that. Further back, it looks like they were battling coming out of there through Gardner Curve. They're going 3 wide through Gardner Curve there, and it looks like they've just got a little bit, got a little bit too wide there. And meanwhile, Taichi tried to go into the inside there, but unfortunately just carried a bit too much speed, and that caused the incident.
Itu dah nak habis pun boleh jadi, bang.
It's nice to see, though, that Taichi did, in fact, give that position back at the end. Just going to show that it's been quite a nice race in terms of sportsmanship. There's a couple of incidents there, but it's nice to see that we were able to end the season, let's say, on a nice piece of sportsmanship there from Taichi to give that position back. Meanwhile, Chofan Pang comes home in 23rd place, and the last man racing in the XOX Esports Challenge, Taki, comes home in 24th position. So congratulations to Ibrahim and Miko and to Full Focus Racing, and congratulations to Iman Danish for the 3rd place. What a wonderful race it's been.
Ini memang dijangka lah. Tak disangka lagi macam aku cakap. Muhammad Ibrahim dengan Miko Nasi ni memang sangat-sangat power, sangat-sangat laju baik. Tak disangka lagi baik. Dan satu lagi aku nak cakap, perlumbaan pada malam ini untuk kategori Pro Class ni sangat-sangat cantik, menarik dan juga lancar.
Ya, itu dia. Itu dia boleh dikirakan perkataan yang paling penting pada malam ni ialah perlumbaan yang agak lancar. So you can see there. So right now in the studio we have Miko Nasi and Muhammad Ibrahim. Congratulations, guys! That was a fantastic 1-2 dominating performance there, and a nice way to cap off the season, I would think.
Hey, thanks very much, Jeff. That was an awesome race. Good way to end it. Was just hoping for a nice clean race. That was a good way to do it.
Yeah, and how does it feel for Ibrahim? How does it feel to win the final round of the championship, just to drive things home for the next sim races up to come?
Yeah, it's a great feeling, and I was really happy winning the race. I totally messed up the start and missed many gears as well. So,
good thing you managed to pull through all that and get yourself up to the finish. It just goes to show that the focus is everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
Full focus all the way.
Yeah.
Hey, the puns are weak, but the racing's strong, eh? So, Miko, I believe I did flunk maths in school, but by my calculations, you should be the drivers' champion, rather.
Yeah, that's good. I did the complicated math and figured out a top five would do it. So second was a great result.
Absolutely, congratulations! It's been fantastic to see you two battling out there. And what can you say about Iman Danish here, our teenage sensation in 3rd place? Iman, apa kabar?
Hi, hello. Khabar baik, alhamdulillah.
So,
Tanya.
Siapa perasaan dapat 3rd place kat final round ni?
Perasaan sangat bersyukur firstly. Sangat berdebar. But mostly sangat happy lah dapat podium pada malam ni, alhamdulillah.
Okay, Iman, nak tanya Iman, malam ni perlumbaan malam ni selesa tak? Ada pressure tak malam ni? Atau banyak tekanan tak dalam perlumbaan tadi? Ada tak orang push mana-mana?
Ada, sangat banyak. Especially daripada Nakib Azlan. Memang pressure dia memang agak Kuat dia.
Tapi berjaya kekal di kedudukan yang ketiga tahniah
Terima kasih, terima kasih.
Absolutely. So terima kasih Iman Danish kerana sudi berlumba dengan kami, dan ada harapan tak untuk season yang akan dapat?
Kita tengok macam mana nanti.
Yeah, watch this space. And and to the Full Focus Racing guys, are you guys looking forward to the next season? You must be, considering how well you did this time around, eh?
Yep, absolutely. I'm looking forward to see what car it'll be as well, and what kind of tracks we go to.
Depends what car,
I mean, I'm pretty sure a Formula 3 car or a Le Mans prototype would be just perfect for you two guys, because you guys were racing like definitely a class above, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thanks to everyone involved in the championship, and for the amazing commentary as well.
Oh boy, thank you.
Tolong tanya dekat Nico dengan Ibrahim, apa rahsia dia yang laju sangat ni? Cuba tanya dia orang sekejap. Apa rahsianya?
So yes, what was the secret to speed for you guys this season?
Well, actually, we were just. Go ahead, Ibrahim.
Yeah, I just say, we just basically, just be smooth and, just make sure you don't overdrive the car, and I think that's the most important thing.
Fantastic stuff. Like, thank you guys so much for entering and competing in the races. My thanks go out to Iman Danish, to Miko Nasi, and to Muhammad Ibrahim for what has been a fantastic season and a fantastic race. Actually, it was quite fun to see you guys out at the front of the field. You can tell we had quite a lot of fantastic battles further down, because my voice is starting to get fairly hoarse. But thank you so much for joining us. My thanks goes out to our sponsors, XOX Mobile, 1XOX, XOX eSIM, and Estremo Oil of Italy. Thanks to our media partners, Galeri Kereta, for helping us out so much during the course of the season. And of course, thanks to all the drivers that have been a part of this championship. It's been great fun watching you racing, and it's definitely been a pleasure. But there's the provisional race results. Muhammad Ibrahim in first place, with Miko Nasi in second, and Iman Danish in third. And a special thanks goes out to all the drivers who have been driving the race. Thanks to Encik Bob, terima kasih sangat sudi menemani saya di dalam broadcasting untuk perlombaan ni.
Terima kasih, Matt. Terima kasih Adrenaline Impact, terima kasih 1XX, terima kasih Galeri Kereta semua yang terlibat. Terima kasih racer, terima kasih viewers.
Yes. So thanks especially to all the viewers who've made this a spectacular championship. We thank you for coming over. Without you guys coming in and really helping us out big time for watching the race, without you guys we are unable to do what we're doing out there. So a very special thank you goes out to the racers. But again, thanks to the sponsors, thanks to everyone else, thanks to Egypt Bob, to our director Karol Alang, who has been in the shadows, or he was in the shadows usually, but we did bring him out for the pre-race show this time around, so special thanks to him. So now we are going to sign off for the final time in racing here in XOX Esports Challenge Season 1, but do stay tuned, because all those wonderful prizes are coming right up very shortly, so do stay tuned. We're going to send it over to ZR and the crew to give out those wonderful prizes. But for now, from Karol Alang, from Richard Bob, and for myself, Max Palmer, it's been an absolutely fantastic season. Ta-ra!
limited tu berdarah gitu
Betul.
guys.
First time aku tengok sampai kita punya racer-racer pun join kontes ni.
Ya, first time.
Sebab apa memang hadiah yang ditawarkan pada malam ni memang sangat menarik. Sebab kita pun memang nak bagi hadiah yang lagi best. Sebab ni adalah final round.
Tapi tak payah cakap lagi. Nama peserta malam ni dah lebih 100 orang dah. Dah lebih 100 orang dah.
So kalau nama anda tak terpilih, janganlah berkecil hati.
Ya, betul.
Tuah tu kita tak tahu kan.
So ni nama kita buat lucky draw sistem lucky draw.
Sistem lucky draw. Right, jadi sebelum kita teruskan dengan sesi lucky draw, okay, kita nak recap semula apakah hadiah-hadiah menarik yang akan menanti kepada anda yang menonton pada malam ini.
Viewers untuk malam ni guys.
Okay, jadi untuk grand prize, untuk grand prize seorang pemenang, kita akan pilih seorang pemenang yang akan membawa pulang hadiah berupa Simagic M10 Direct Drive.
Ni Hydra Tech tu kan?
Ini daripada Hydra Tech, sumbangan daripada Hydra Tech. Okey, kalau siapa-siapa yang nak dapatkan hadiah-hadiah yang tak dapat ini, nak beli sendiri terus, anda boleh check out dekat Hydra Tech punya FB.
Ya, betul. Kat situ banyak barang rare guys. Rare guys. Tapi yang sedikit ni, racer kita yang join kita untuk malam ni berdarah hidup. Confirm.
Betul.
Berdarah hidup.
Okey, saya sambung sambung. Right, selain daripada Simagic M10 Direct Drive, pemenang juga akan bawa pulang Simagic Round Steering.
Ya.
Okey. Kemudian Simagic 70mm adapter.
Wow.
Dan juga Hydra T-Run Racing Carpet. Kira memang dah complete set dah.
Complete.
Kalau menang malam ni, esok boleh daftar untuk jadi rider. Rider, jadi racer.
Jadi racer. iRacing
Yes, untuk iRacing. So mungkin kita nanti ada round 2 pula dengan cerita.
Dengan cerita
ada round
guys.
2. So kalau mungkin round 1 anda tak boleh nak join, lepas ni kita buat lagi tournament, anda boleh join. Alright, itu adalah hadiah utama untuk malam ini. Alright, kemudian di tempat kedua, seorang pemenang akan membawa pulang Oppo A93.
Kering.
Hello. Dah boleh call terus. Memang baru handphone ni. Alright. Dan di samping dengan handphone ni, dia akan diberikan juga sekeping SIM card D59 yang berharga RM5 sebulan. Di mana yang bestnya, anda punya bil akan ditanggung oleh XOX selama 6 bulan.
6 bulan guys. Bil percuma. Korang tak payah bayar selama 6 bulan guys.
Betul. And
bulan ke-7 baru fikir.
Betul. Bulan ke-7 baru fikir. Itu pun nak fikir lah. Alright. Kalau boleh fikir lah. Okey, dan di tempat ketiga, dua orang pemenang bertuah akan membawa pulang Hydra T-Run Racing Carpet.
Dapat lagi
daripada sumbangan daripada Hydra Tech. Okey. Kemudian 3 orang pemenang akan membawa pulang One XOX Black B59. Okey, di mana bil akan dibayar selama 3 bulan.
3 bulan pula dah. Tadi 6 bulan ni dia bagi lagi 3 bulan. Guys,
walaupun tak sebanyak 6 bulan kita tak dapat handphone, tapi ni pun memang not bad.
Not bad.
Kalau boleh saya pun nak menang.
Betul.
Bagi saya menang. Alright.
Ni macam tak jujur. Macam tak jujur.
Saya geram setiap minggu tengok memang.
Dia nak handphone tu.
Hello kami. Okey. Dan pemenang Saguati akan bawa 5 orang pemenang Saguati akan bawa pulang sekeping SIM card One XOX. Okey, di mana dekat dalam tu dah ada tersedia 10 GB SIM card. Dapat kita
10 GB lagi bagi.
10 GB. And apa macam mana? 10 GB ni best tak
10 GB ni sangat best guys. Sebab 10 GB ni guys, kalau korang nak tahu guys, 10 GB ni korang boleh manage data korang tau.
Betul.
So data korang simpan 10 GB. Bila korang pakai baru korang ambil 1 GB ke 2 GB ke, ikut.
Itulah kelebihan One XOX di mana anda boleh berjimat menggunakan SIM card ni. Okey, jadi aku dah cerita dah tadi semua hadiah-hadiah yang boleh dibawa pulang pada malam ni. Okey, untuk mereka yang bertuah. Okey, sekarang cuba kita recap semulalah macam mana cara-cara untuk menang hadiah dan lepas tu kita akan terus buat cabutan tuah.
Betul.
Okey, setuju tak?
Setuju. So, syarat-syarat dia easy guys. Easy je. Easy peasy guys. Easy peasy. So easy dia. Sangat senang. Lepas tu dengan
apa dia syarat dia?
Syarat dia. Okey, korang tak sabar
Tak sabar.
Tapi diorang dah tahu dah. Diorang dah tahu. Tapi kita recap balik lah. Syarat-syarat dia senang sangat, mudah. Syarat pertama, korang kena pastikan korang kena follow page, 4 page XOX Malaysia, One XOX, TKKR Racing Team dan juga Adrenaline Impact.
Masih lagi susah nak sebut. Okey,
itu syarat pertama.
Syarat kedua,
kena share live kita ni, share live XOX Esports Challenge ni di grup di wall korang ataupun di grup FB korang.
Betul.
So tapi pastikan korang letak hashtag lah. Hashtag XOX Esports Challenge 2020. Lepas tu letaklah hashtag sekali final round.
Salah lagi. Lirik masih salah.
Tapi tu lirik salah. Yang betul it's a final countdown.
Okey, syarat seterusnya.
Syarat ketiga. Syarat ketiga, korang pastikan korang tag 5 kawan korang, kawan FB korang di live. Di live kita. Tak kisahlah. Korang tengok FB live di Adrenaline Impact ke, di TKKR Racing Team ke, mana-mana. Korang tag benda tu. Lepas tu syarat keempat, korang kena tunggulah sampai habis kita punya rancangan ni.
Betul.
Ini kan.
Kita tak habis pukul 7 pagi esok. Tunggu.
Tak tahu. Selagi kita orang tak cabut, nama korang tak menang.
Right.
Semua pemenang di tangan saya, guys.
Okey, jadi kalau anda dah tak sabar, saya pun dah tak sabar. Alright. So, macam mana kita boleh buat terus tu?
Diorang dah tak sabar dah tu. Diorang dah tak sabar.
Sabar.
So, kita start kita punya cabutan bertuah untuk the final countdown ni.
The final countdown. So, kita nak cabut untuk 5 orang pemenang SIM card. Okey, yang akan membawa pulang sekeping SIM card bersama 10 GB data. Okey, 5 orang kita nak cabut.
5 orang, guys.
Alright.
So, dengar nama korang betul-betul, guys. Korang pastikan korang stay sampai habis kita punya ni. Sekarang nama diorang naik, diorang tak ada kutak.
Betul. Dan lupa nak cakap, siapa yang nama anda disebut, pastikan anda terus PM admin.
Betul.
Cakap, Min, saya yang menang tadi, Min. Ataupun boleh terus komen dekat chat tu, dekat comment section ni. Letak cakap, saya menang.
Bagi kita dapat ni lah.
Kita tahu macam, diorang
tapi pastikan korang bagi detail korang dekat page 1 XOX.
Jangan risau, PM je lah nanti.
PM je lah, senang lah kita buat. Dah, aku nak cabut nama diorang ni. Alright, guys, jom kita cabut bagi 5 SIM card 1 XOX berserta 10 GB data. Alright, kita lihat siapa yang kena. Alright, kita lihat siapa yang kena. Okey,
dah ada nama dah.
Okey, nama dia Maicil Hafiz.
Maicil
Hafiz.
Tengok.
Betul kan?
Betul tu?
Betul. Maicil Hafiz. Orang pertama. Alright. Okey, guys. So, pemenang kedua. Okey.
Aku pula yang nervous kan. Padahal aku tak join pun.
Nama dia panjang ni. Macam mana aku nak sebut ni?
Tarmizi Yusof.
Tarmizi Yusof.
Ya, Tarmizi Yusof. Tadi anda adalah merupakan pemenang
SIM card 1 XOX berserta 10 GB data.
Alright. Yang kedua, yang ketiga M.
Yang kedua, kita gaul guys. Yang kedua kedua ke ketiga? Ketiga. Minta maafkan saya.
Saya yang bersalah.
Saya yang bersalah dalam hal ni. Okey. Low KF. Tahniah.
Itu dia pemenang ketiga. Sekarang kita cari pemenang keempat pula.
Alright, pemenang keempat kita gaul.
Tak ada orang tepuk ke?
Tak ada.
Kerja udah dah production ni.
It's the final countdown. Come on guys, tepuk guys. Okay, pemenang keempat. Naim is bullet. Tahniah. Itu dia pemenang keempat. Okay, last winner bagi SIM card wireless berserta 10 GB data. Alright. So, okay guys, kita teruskan. Siapa yang kena? Siapa yang kena? Tengku Izan.
Ini racer ni.
Alright.
Tahniah Tengku Izan. Itu dia 5 orang pemenang yang telah pun dipilih untuk berpulang 10 keping SIM card berserta sekeping SIM card bersama dengan 10
GB data. Tapi kalau aku tengok muka aku dalam ni, rambut panjang dah macam kucing dah muka aku ni. Oh yeah.
Asyik baik aku tak pegang pakai collar dia kau. Alright. Lagi
kita teruskan lah.
Okey, Miao. Okey, seterusnya Miao, kita nak pilih 3 orang pemenang yang akan bawa pulang B59 berserta bil yang ditanggung selama 3 bulan.
3 bulan guys.
Okey, boleh mulakan cabutan menggunakan tangan yang wangi.
This final countdown. Alright guys.
Teruk bau je nak jadi.
Okay, kita lihat siapa yang kena. Isabella adalah
Tahniah Isabella.
Tahniah Isabella.
Anda
Alright.
pemenang yang pertama untuk Billy Musliman berserta dengan 3 bulan bil ditanggung.
Alright.
Okay, lagi 2 orang pemenang.
Kita lihat siapa. Alright, tak ada tepuk lah guys.
Buset. Apa yang kau tepuk? Belum pemenang lagi.
Belum pemenang lagi. Okay, Alex Jah.
Alright, tahniah. Tepuk. Ini bertepuk. Okay, itu dia pemenang kedua.
Alright,
Sekarang pemenang terakhir. Last.
Pemenang terakhir.
Untuk hadiah Billy Musliman 3 bulan bil ditanggung. Siapakah orang terakhir?
Alright. So, nama dia Nabil Fazilah. Nabil Fazilah, tahniah. Ya, tahniah.
Tak ada tepuk balik. Okey, ada tepuk dah. Siap dah production ni.
Alright.
Okey.
So, kita dah lepaskan singkat 1XY kita.
Right.
So, kita ada apa lagi?
Sekarang ni kita nak pilih 2 orang pemenang. Okey, yang akan membawa pulang Hydra Tiran Racing Carpet. Hydra Tiran Racing Carpet memang syok carpet ni. Bukan carpet biasa tau.
Bukan carpet biasa.
Ini memang carpet khas dibuat untuk orang yang nak join iRacing ni. Alright. So, silakan tangan wangi.
Alright, tangan wangi.
Miau miau.
Miau miau. Tapi betul lah muka kita bicing.
Betul. Kan dah cakap tadi.
Oh yeah. Alright. So, nama dia Alizan Dami. Yang ni otai masih berbisa.
Dia fight dengan nasi cincang tu sangat tu.
Okay,
seorang lagi kan?
Seorang lagi. Kita ada seorang lagi guys untuk Tiran Racing Carpet.
Hydra Tiran Racing Carpet. Silakan Oyen.
Oyen. Nama baru. Okay. Kita dah ada. Alright. Kita dah ada. Okay. Muhammad Budi Al-Fahmi.
Tahniah. Marah tu. Tepuk Muhammad Budi Al-Fahmi. Tahniah.
Alright.
Okay.
So apa lagi kita tinggal ni? Banyak ni sebenarnya.
Kita tinggal lagi 2 je nama nak kena sebut ni. Nak kena pilih Alright. Di mana ada hadiah. Hello. Handphone dan juga racing set. Okay. So sekarang ni kita nak pilih untuk Oppo A93 di mana bil akan ditanggung selama 6 bulan. 59 Okey. So macam biasa Oyen silakan buat kerja.
Okey, Oyen cabut
Okey. Kata Oyen.
Okey, baby touch. Okey guys, kita cabut guys. Ni seorang kan?
Ni seorang. Ni handphone.
Handphone guys. Korang dengar nama betul
Yang ni lah.
Nama handphone ni guys Ni nama handphone Confirm Alright. Okay guys. So kita lihat siapa yang kena.
Kena tak?
Tak kena lah geng.
Nama kau tak kena?
Tak kena.
Okay, siapa?
Ni nama yang tadi ni. Ada 2 nama.
Alamak. Okay, tak apa. Kita sebut sekali.
Ni Isabella. Nama Isabella.
Okay, Isabella.
Tertulis 2 kali.
Okay, tak apa. Cabut lagi sekali.
Alright. So guys, nama dia Sap. Okay. Siti Haja Mat Jani.
Siti Haja Mat Jani.
Ya.
Okay, ni nama tak kena lagi.
Ni nama tak kena sebab 2 kali tu dia nama dalam ni. Tak ada.
Siap kau budak-budak ni. Siap korang.
Okay guys.
Okay.
Handphone guys. Handphone. So,
nanti.
Kita teruskan.
Okay, teruskan.
Kita teruskan. Untuk apa?
Untuk hadiah utama kali ni. Ini adalah hadiah yang paling ditunggu-tunggu. Okay, so anda mesti dah kena bersedia sekarang ni.
Okay.
Alright, di mana saya recap semula hadiah dia. Anda akan mempulang Simagic M10 Direct Drive. Okay, kemudian Simagic Round Steering, Simagic 70mm Adapter dan juga Hydra Tiran Racing. Banyak. Memang kalau korang dapat ni, malam ni terus race je lah.
Banyak guys.
Aku nervous.
Bagi lagu, bagi muzik guys.
Duduk sekali. Dengar kata bagus.
Dengar kata kita goyang lah. Macam tu kita goyang lah guys. Okey, kita goyang. Belum?
Gaul lagi guys.
Bergerak tu. Bergerak. Alright. Nama pemenang dia.
Okey.
Nama pemenang.
Okey.
Alright, so dah ada. Muhammad Hadri. Muhammad Hadri kot.
Muhammad Hadri tu?
Muhammad Hadri.
Muhammad Hadri.
Muhammad Hadri.
Ada Muhammad Hadri. Oh, pandai bila nama
Salah.
dekat-dekat dengan Hydratek dah.
Aku dah ambil nama.
Muhammad Hadri, tahniah anda berjaya mempulang. Dia ni racer ke bukan?
Tak sure.
Tak sure, tapi tahniah.
Tahniah apa-apa pun tahniah.
Tahniah Muhammad Hadri, anda berjaya mempulang hadiah utama pada malam ini. Sekali lagi tepuk. Yeah.
So kita ada recap tak nama-nama pemenang malam ni?
Director macam mana? Dari ni nama-nama nak recap tu?
Belum.
Okey,
Okey. So guys,
Dah ada belum?
belum. Kantoi.
Kau director belum ready?
Okey, belum ready.
Okey, itu dia. Jadi sekarang ni kita dah pilih ke semua pemenang.
Betul.
Okey, kepada yang tak dipilih nama sepanjang kita start daripada hari tu anda jangan risau. Sebab apa? Kita akan ada lagi nanti selepas ni.
Ada lagi. So nama yang tak menang jangan putus asa guys.
Okey.
So sebab kita akan ada tour kita, tournament kita,
Betul.
tapi tak tahu dengan cerita.
Dengar cerita.
Dengar cerita.
So nantikan. Mungkin hadiah tu lagi gempak.
Kita tak tahu.
Mungkin dapat arcade terus. Arcade terus. Daytona terus kat rumah. Okey, tak tahu. Alright. So kepada yang dah menang tu, jangan lupa untuk PM. Alright, page 1XOX dan ikut sajalah apa yang admin kata.
Betul.
Jangan suruh buat TikTok lagi.
Jangan.
So jangan minta detail-detail yang diperlukan. Alright. So PM 1XOX.
Okey. So guys, lagi sekali saya nak ingatkan nama pemenang-pemenang ni, diorang minta pemenang ni PM page 1XOX kita lah.
Okey.
Untuk bagikan detail-detail nombor phone, alamat rumah untuk kita courier.
Betul. Kita akan hantar hadiah ni kepada anda.
Courier.
Alright, yang tak menang jangan PM. Jangan try.
Jangan.
Kita tahu. Okay, jangan try. Alright. So macam mana? Recall. Okay. So sekarang ni director pun dah bagi key dari recall. So mari kita tengok semula nama-nama mereka yang berjaya memenangi hadiah-hadiah pada malam ini.
Di screen. Here we go.
Di screen.
Here we go.
Alright. Di mana 5 orang pemenang untuk 1XOX berserta dengan 10 gig. Di dalamnya kita ada Maisil Hafiz, okay, M Tarmizi, M Yusof, Low KF, Naim Is Bullet, bukan Naim Is Back, okay, dan juga Tengku Izan. Alright, tahniah kepada 5 orang pemenang. Kita sendiri tepuk Alright, kemudian kita ada 1XOX Black B59DB berserta bil yang ditanggung selama 3 bulan. Ada 3 orang pemenang, Isabella Bella, alright, Alex Chia dan juga Nabil Fazila.
Isabella Bella ni yang nama dia ada 2 kali ni.
Dah lah, Bella pun dah 2 kali dah. Isabella Bella ada 4 je tu.
4 kali.
Alright, tahniah 3 orang pemenang ni. Okey, seterusnya M. Siapa M?
Okey, last yang handphone. Untuk Oppo
bukan ni, Hydra Tiran Racing Carpet.
Belum lagi.
Hydra Tiran Racing Carpet.
So kita ada 2 pemenang
2 orang pemenang.
So Alizan Tambi, maafkan saya. Alizan Tambi dan juga Muhammad Budi Al-Fahmi.
Tahniah
guys.
Alright.
Okey.
Kemudian
Baru Oppo.
bye. Jaga diri dulu. Alright, pemenang handphone. Kita ada Siti Hajar Muhammad Jani, di mana anda berjaya saja membawa pulang handphone ni, okay, dengan SIM card B59, di mana bil akan ditanggung selama 6 bulan. Alright. Syok. Okay. Dan yang paling best yang ni.
Yang ni paling best.
Yang ni paling best.
Racer yang berdarah juga.
Jangan cakap racer, aku tadi dah 4 kali tadi dia. Okay. Alright. Pemenang dia Simagic Racing Set, di mana mereka pemenang berjaya membawa pulang M10 Direct Drive, round steering, 70mm adapter dan juga Hydra Tiran Racing Carpet. Okay.
Pemenang dia adalah
Muhammad Hadri. Bagus. Okay. Alright, tahniah kepada semua pemenang Okay.
Final countdown. Okay.
Alright.
So
jadi sebelum kita akhiri program pada malam ni, saya ingin mengucapkan kami daripada keseluruhan ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada semua penaja-penaja bersama kita pada kali ini. Berikan tepukan kepada XOX Malaysia, 1XOX, TKKR Racing Team, Estrimo dan juga bersama Adrenaline Impact. Okay.
Dan tak lupa juga makanan malam kita malam ni. Cincang.
Nasi ayam cincang 7 warisan. Alright. Niat nak kesusuran. Okey. Right. Terima kasih kepada semua juga yang anda yang di rumah yang telah pun
Menyaksikan
meluangkan masa. Okey, dan tahniah kepada semua yang menang. Bukan pada minggu ni, pada minggu sudah juga.
Ya, betul.
Okey. Right, terima kasih kerana terus menyokong kami dan nantikan pada akan datang kita akan mungkin ada tournament lagi. Alright.
Okey. Dan
Okey.
lagi satu penaja kita.
Oh, penaja kali ini special.
Sponsor lah, sponsor.
Sponsor. Apa tu penaja?
Dan sama ke?
Sama dah. Ya, apa dah?
Sama dah.
Okey.
Oyen.
Hydratech.
Hydratech. Aku ada.
Itu lain. Itu lain. Kembali.
Bukan macam ni.
Okey, tadi aku pada kemenangan dan terima kasih kepada semua penaja. Okey.
Tu akak.
Tu akak.
Ni kita Hydratech guys.
Yang kau ni apa pasal? Nak layan kau ni. Okey. Jadi terima kasih kepada semua. Kita berjumpa lagi pada masa akan datang insya-Allah.
Ada rezeki.
Ada rezeki insya-Allah kita jumpa lagi. Jadi stay safe. Ikuti SOP. Selamat malam. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Bye bye. Countdown.